3, 2, 1.
The sun is setting on the Mojave Desert, but the next generation of gaming is just beginning. Welcome to Countdown to Xbox 360.
I'm Adam Sessler, judgmental gaming enthusiast. To my left is a lovely lady with a piercing intellect that would make Brainiac 5 turn even greener with envy. My co-host, Morgan Webb.
Now join Adam and I as we witness the launch of the Xbox 360 live from Microsoft's top secret zero-hour event in the Mojave Desert.
Yes, it may look like we're hanging out in Area 51, but the truth is that Bill Gates' behemoth of a company is putting on the biggest launch event of its kind that we've ever seen.
Either that or we're all about to be bombarded with gamma radiation.
That's why my skin is bubbling. Anyway, Microsoft has filled this 400,000 square foot airplane hangar with thousands of gamers, hundreds of gaming stations, and live entertainment for an orgy of next-gen gaming that has been going on for the last 24 hours. And yes, I do realize that the phrase orgy of gaming does sound kind of nasty.
Yes, well, you join us for a unique night of G4 programming as we celebrate conspicuous consumption by counting down to the beginning of the next console cycle.
We'll be showing you exclusive in-depth looks at the making of the Xbox 360, previews, cheats, and interviews with key industry experts.
And at midnight Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Pacific, we'll cover the sale of the first Xbox 360 and unveil X-Play's reviews of the 360's launch titles. And trust me, we won't be pulling any punches.
Yep, you're gonna get a verdict on titles like Condemned, Madden 06, Project Gotham Racing 3, Call of Duty 2, and many others.
But we know you people are never satisfied. So throughout the evening, we're bringing you exclusive world premiere trailers for upcoming Xbox 360 games. This is footage you've never seen before, and trust me when I say it's worth the wait.
Of course, the 360 launch is bigger than just this zero-hour event.
We have G4 hosts in line at Best Buys all over the country to bring you breaking news and live interviews.
All right, now in Seattle, home of Microsoft, we have G4TV.com's game guru, Jeff Keighley. Throughout the night, he'll be snagging us interviews with top executives because everybody likes to hear what the rich people think.
It's true. Now in Los Angeles, part of the entertainment industry, Attack of the Show's internet poster boy, Kevin Pereira, will be wrangling celebrity interviews.
And in New York, covering the 360's East Coast launch is Chiefs Charming, Kristen Holt.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I know some of you down there. Hello. This group will indeed form a family. It's much more than a hunch.
Yeah.
And in case you haven't noticed, this is a night of programming completely different than anything you've ever seen on G4 before.
All right, let me sum it up. For the next 3.6 hours, we'll be mashing our top shows together and bringing you updates, previews, reviews, and exclusive 360 footage from across the gaming spectrum.
And this clever little menu right down
Yeah,
here,
at the bottom.
it's always going to tell you what's coming up next. So those of you with the short attention spans, you can stay 2 steps ahead of us.
And what better or, more self-congratulatory way to start the evening off than by showing you the first Xbox 360 preview from our own show, X-Play.
That's who we work for. That's
Yes.
right. Right now, EA is bringing its high-octane racing series into the future with the latest installment in the Need for Speed series.
Yes, the only game where a Geo Metro drives like a Lamborghini is back. Here's our preview of Need for Speed Most Wanted.
First, I'm gonna take your ride, then I'm gonna take your girl. Get ready for that.
And thus begins Need for Speed's foray into the new and crazy world of the Xbox 360. Need for Speed Most Wanted wants to make a definitive statement on the whole police-chasing car racing thing. The game keeps the Need for Speed template we've known since the Eisenhower administration, so the gameplay shouldn't surprise anybody. It's got the modes you like: career, challenge, quick race. There's plenty of things to hit, like fire hydrants and gas stations. And don't forget the God-given right to smash into car after station wagon. The difference this time out, it just looks and feels so much nicer. Everything appears glossy. The good glossy, not Lohan glossy. Look at those mountains. Look at those trees. Look at those cops over there trying to put on the squeeze. Look at these women. Ain't nothing like 'em nowhere. Let's check out the main story. In a plot Paul Walker would kill for, you play a street racer, a simple person who just wants to race cars around quiet little towns. But everybody's out to get him. Like these two cops. They're not the best cops, but they are the best looking.
I'd like to take a little peek under the hood.
Or street racing champ Razor Callahan and his ragtag bunch of street urchins. He hates you almost as much as he loves double entendres.
She's mine now, and I'm gonna ride her like you never could. Hard and flat out.
Razor wins your pink slip. Yada yada yada, win races and bounty, and then get the big Razor rematch. As long as you stay away from Johnny Law. What an a-hole. These Buford T. Justice wannabes won't stand idly by as you cannonball all over the city. They'll come after ya with a vengeance. You'd think cops would have better things to do. It doesn't matter. The more illegal maneuvers you go through, the better bounty you get. Get a cop car. That's worth a few points right there. It's good, honest, fun cop maiming, and not a hot coffee in sight. Oh, I almost forgot. That's Mia.
Get in.
The female lead in the game. She'll help you out with the occasional smile, advice, and just being a good citizen.
I'll let you get back to business.
Will Need for Speed Most Wanted reinvent the racing genre? Probably not, but it's certainly not for lack of action or visuals. We'll have a more in-depth review on a further episode of X-Play. But for now, with Need for Speed Most Wanted, you may be going to hell in a bucket, but at least you'll enjoy the ride.
Yes, with live action, hoochie girls, and dynamic rear window damage, I have a feeling the racing fans will be all over this one like Tawny Katane on the hood of a Jaguar.
That woman did more for interpretive dance than Twyla Tharp.
Yes, she did. While we're basking in the fond memories of Whitesnake videos, you may have noticed there's a little clock right up there in the corner of your television screen. Now that's counting down the minutes until the sale of the first Xbox 360.
Either that or your TV is a bomb.
Come on, it's not a bomb, is it? For more on the making of the 360, we turn to Attack of the Show's Kevin Pereira, live in Los Angeles. Kevin?
Hey, Adam, thanks. That's right. I'm here in Hawthorne at the Best Buy Los Angeles. Those people are lined up. You're on TV. You'll be excited. Look at this line. Check it out. They've been here since noon yesterday, and they're going insane. The energy is palpable in this little gamer shanty town. It reminds me of, a couple years back when I was in line for the original Xbox launch, and now here we are for the 360. Things have really gone full circle. Get it? Full circle. All right, anyway. Let's take a look back at the boys and girls at Microsoft who are really behind this little white pillar of power. We've come to know and love it as the Xbox 360. Here's part one of our retrospective on how the 360 came to be.
It's 80 times more powerful than its predecessor.
Wanted to get a lot more CPU and graphics horsepower.
It's designed to take gaming to the next level.
We've got Dolby 5.1, we've got high def, everything's ready to go for you.
We weren't driving toward a spec, we weren't driving toward a marketing campaign. We were driving for how do we make real games as good as they possibly can be.
And it's poised to become the new king of interactive entertainment.
We're going after people. People on Earth is our market. Our strategy is to provide a great platform for game creators to do their best work. It's that simple.
It's the Xbox 360, and this is its story. In 2001, the console wars are raging. The software giant Microsoft finds itself playing a role that it's not accustomed to, the underdog.
On Xbox One, our goals were pretty simple. It was beat Sony's performance and get to market faster than anyone's ever developed a game console.
We were new to the market, brand new product in an established environment. Sony already had a huge installed base by the time we hit the streets. They'd been out about 18 months before we launched.
The challenge on Xbox One was all about time to market and maximize performance. We knew what Sony's architecture was, we knew we had to trump that architecture, and we knew we had to develop it in 18 months, faster than anybody had ever developed a game console.
Well, this is a very big night. It's a night that we've been waiting for over 18 months.
The launch itself was really successful.
3, 2, 1.
When we did launch, we sold out every one we had. We had a pretty good launch lineup, and we just kept building momentum. Xbox Live launched a year later. We pushed out around the world in the year.
Look at this mode. Look, I'm on fire.
So we were very, very happy with the launch of Xbox.
By August 2005, 13 million Xbox consoles are sold in the US. A strong showing for a newcomer. But it's short of Sony's established base of 30 million PlayStation 2s. While the original Xbox is anything but a failure, Microsoft has already set its sights on the next round.
The Xbox 360 program started back in 2002.
The code name for the product was Xenon.
The lessons learned from the first Xbox prove invaluable.
When we think about Xbox, it was really kind of learning the business. Microsoft had never done a game console before, hadn't really done a hardware business at this scale before. So there was a lot to learn, just about how to run a business, how to sustain the business.
They wanted to get a foothold in the market, and they wanted to figure out what worked.
As we got into the market, we realized there was a lot more to the business that we didn't understand. Actually building a successful business on the financial side and building a bigger ecosystem where more of our partners could make profit.
One of the big lessons we learned from Xbox was being more of a worldwide company. Xbox was kind of a US-centric product. I mean, it was a bunch of Microsoft guys, team members that got together and built a product. One of the things we learned was, hey, we didn't build a box that was as universally appealing as we'd have liked. So in Japan, it was a little intimidating. It was black, it was big, and it wasn't something that they necessarily wanted to have in their home. In Europe, again, the black box wasn't as universally as interesting.
At that time, we didn't know exactly what our architecture was going to be. We didn't know when Sony was going to launch. We didn't know what Nintendo's position in the market was going to be. So rather than picking a final architecture early on, we built a flexible architecture with some high-level goals and premises around how should we make architectural trade-offs.
We got all together and said, how can we build the best overall product? And we went through a process of time where we actually sat down and developed a plan. Basically a 30-page document that said, here's what we'd like to build. And we did that in the context of a worldwide product. How do we address the Japanese market? How do we address the European market? How do we address the US market? How do we look at other regions around the world? How do we attract a broader audience? How do we make it great for the hardcore gamer?
As the Xenon team puts together a game plan for the Xbox 360, Microsoft starts looking for the next generation technology that will power it.
Yeah, the original Xbox was enormous and slightly malevolent. I saw the way it was menacing those Japanese gamers.
But while Xbox One was bigger than your mother,
Yeah.
the 360 is a curvaceous new design that still supports a vastly improved graphics processor.
And to give us a glimpse of some of the games we'll be seeing on it, we joined Cheat's resident trickster, Kristen Holt, live in New York. It's all yours, Holt. Hey guys, what's up? I'm live in New York City!
It's raining here in New York, but these gamers don't care. They've been out here in the rain since early this morning, and they're not leaving until they get an Xbox 360. So I'll be coming back to you throughout the night, but you know I didn't come all the way to New York without bringing some cheats with me, did ya? I got them. So your first mission is to survive the tough battle. A desert in the battle? A battle in the desert? What am I saying? For Call of Duty 2. So get your gun and get your war on.
As you can see, war can be murder. So to keep from getting whacked, watch out for the enemies behind these barriers and move left past the burning tank to drive the Nazis back.
Black 88, dead ahead! Get off the tank!
Since charging a gun embankment is suicide, we used a flanking approach. Go left behind this building and you'll find the machine gun nest exposed. Toss a grenade amidst these exploding barrels to gently nudge the gunner out of his nest. Fly, little Nazi, fly! Watch out for reinforcements and make sure you watch your back, too. These Nazi creeps have a way of sneaking up on you. Continue on and clear out the next battalion. After that, you'll need to eliminate 4 Flak 88 crews. Unfortunately, the Nazis love their flak canyons, so you can expect plenty of flak as you try to take them out. first cannon, use a grenade to clear out the crew. The only obstacles you can anticipate are the withering fire of an MG-42 and plenty of reinforcements. No problem, right? The road to the second cannon is blocked by a tank. Yeah, good luck with that. Use your own tanks as cover and take to the streets. Clear out as many Germans as possible, then dive into the bloodbath that surrounds the second cannon. Oh, and try to keep all your friends from getting mowed down. Once you take the cannon, move to the left alleyway so you can flank the third gun. Oh, and one quick word to the wise. As you roam the streets, make sure you peek around the corners. Otherwise, this can happen. Oh, hi guys. To take out the final flat cannon, just toss in a couple of grenades, then mop up the survivors. Hey, you're getting pretty good at this. After that, your final objective is retaking the mosque.
It's an MC-42 up on the top floor!
Just eliminate the machine gunners, and your mates will do the rest.
Tell Rommel you've been beat by the boys of the 7th Armor!
All right, sure, you've learned to cheat your way through Call of Duty 2, you lazy bastards. But we'll be telling you if you should actually buy the game when we review it later in the show.
Now up next, our preview of Perfect Dark Zero, the first of our exclusive world premiere trailers, and of course, Quake 4 for the Xbox 360.
Your TV is diseased, so don't you dare touch that dial. Ew. We're only getting started tonight, and Fight Night 360 is on after the break.
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360.
We're live at Microsoft's top-secret zero-hour launch party here in the Mojave Desert.
Yes, Bill Gates' big company is shoveling money at the fanboys, and we're moving closer to midnight Eastern time and the beginning of the next generation of gaming.
As the sale of the first Xbox 360 approaches, we're bringing you a first look at the games that will make or break it. That's going to happen in just a minute, and we're going to give you our first exclusive 360 trailer, Fight Night 360.
But right now, a heavily hyped game everybody has been dying to get a closer look at. From the makers of the legendary GoldenEye for the N64, here's X-Play's preview of Perfect Dark Zero.
It's been a while since we last met up with Joanna Dark in the original Perfect Dark. The semi-follow-up to the now legendary GoldenEye 007 for the N64. And though the series is 5 years older, Perfect Dark Zero for the Xbox 360 is actually a prequel that explores how Joanna got hooked up with the Carrington Institute. It also explores the bottom of the comedy barrel.
Shut up before I drop you like a bad conversation.
The story's also about Joanna's father.
I'm taking heavy fire!
Who, for being a hotshot secret agent, can't seem to keep himself out of trouble. But keeping Dad upright is the least of Joanna's worries. Burn! This time around, she's got herself a rival.
You made a friend.
Not really. She's way high maintenance.
She's also got an arsenal of dual-wielding death sticks to master.
Ain't gonna play nice? Gonna get my...
Pistols, machine guns, turrets, shotguns. These things.
Where's the fight?
A new cover system also allows Joe to hide behind objects and pop out at just the right time. Duck, duck, goose. The game challenges you to be sneaky, which means eavesdropping on conversations and disabling turrets and cameras. But more often than not, the game boils down to epic gunfights with chatty enemies.
Now you're on my list.
Stings, huh?
Oh, I don't know. Does it?
Oh!
There's the occasional vehicle to hop into, though it's nowhere near as extensive as Halo. And in another nod to the Xbox classic, Joanna can share the butt of her gun with the rest of the world.
She's reloading!
Our initial time with the final version has yielded mixed results, so hang on for our final verdict in the coming weeks.
Well, I think it goes without saying that the expectations for Perfect Dark Zero were sky high. Rare was working on this game literally until the last possible minute. Everyone in this industry got a copy of the game at that last minute, which is why we're bringing you the preview and not the review we wish we could have given you tonight.
Now, until Halo 3 comes out, it seems like a lot of people are counting on this to be the 360's killer app. Now, whether it will be or not remains to be seen.
But now that we've seen Perfect Dark Zero, let's take a closer look at the writhing, seething mass of Microsoft-sponsored humanity that is all surrounding us.
Now, to find out what's happening down on the floor, here's G4 TV's Tina Wood with a tour of this giant launch event.
Here we are standing in the middle of the Mojave Desert. Why? Because people are freaking out. In a few minutes, that hangar door is going to open and all these people are going to rush in to get their greedy little hands on the Xbox 360 and all the titles that come along with it. Tonight marks the biggest gaming event of the year, and it starts right now. Here we are minutes, seconds away from this hangar opening, and all of these people getting a chance to play the Xbox 360. People have come from everywhere. Let's find out. Where are you from?
North Carolina!
All the way from North Carolina. Are you ready?
Welcome to Xbox 360!
And with that, a 36-hour gaming extravaganza begins. Every single launch title that's going to be available on the 360 is playable right now here on the floor of the hangar. From Call of Duty 2 to Tiger Woods 2006 to NHL 2K6. And you know what? Even some of the titles that didn't make launch are playable, like Dead or Alive 4. This game looks unbelievable. If you think the jiggle factor looked good in DOA 3, you got to see it on the next-gen high-def system. 0 Hour is not without its casualties. Corn. Xbox 360. Corn. Fake corn. Now this is considered the chill out area. When you've had too much gaming, you've had too many demos, this is where you come to put your feet up. And nothing says put your feet up like a tree. Like a tree in the middle of a white carpet surrounded by green neon lights. So one of the biggest events of the night is the Kaiju Big Battle, where pro wrestlers and grown men dress up like monsters. What a great time I've had here at the 360 launch event, but there's so much more going on that you guys get to see, but I gotta go because I got some serious monster ass I gotta kick. Do you want some of this? Do you want some of it? Do you want, ow, ow.
Wow, fanboys, they're aggressive.
Yes, they are. Now, we're here enjoying the sights, sounds, and general hysteria of the 360 0-hour launch event. But we like to share the love, so throughout the night, we're bringing those of you stuck at home exclusive world premiere trailers for the Xbox 360.
And we've got our first one right now.
Yes, when we saw this game at E3, we thought it was going to be a PS3 exclusive, and we were wrong.
Here is the first footage ever shown of the Xbox 360 version of EA Sports' Fight Night.
It has punching.
Very good.
Turn it up. So don't stop, get it, won't stop. Go cop, go get it, better ask about it. We can rap, we can scrap, we can blast about it. Either way it going. That is so. Open up the door and let the freak show. Loading up the truck, time to that's how we roll. Rock a party, rock a shot, hot off the molly. I'm somebody, if he don't know, you better ask on the logo. Meet up with it, now we see him at the corner. If he start acting wild, hit him with the crossbow. Levitate your... revolution, guaranteed to be a sad song. Working with the drama and the karma that was passed on.
This year's E3, we saw a trailer of Fight Night on the PS3 as well, and well, this doesn't look all that different. It has the rippling flesh and the blood and saliva flying out of the mouth.
Exactly. They look very similar. They look very good.
So hopefully that may live up to what people are saying to the Xbox and the PS3. May be more similar than we ever thought. Anyway,
only move in case there's a fire, because up next, we have the latest from Microsoft headquarters in Seattle. Oh, and we have Quake 4.
And later, more exclusives, more cheats, and reviews of the 360's launch titles. We'll be back in a minute.
Or two.
You know the heroes, you know the villains, but did you know thousands are playing the revolutionary Star Wars Galaxies online game? Now you can join the action. Create your own character from one of 10 species. Choose a profession, take challenging missions, and even advance to the level of Jedi. Join thousands online 24/7 in the exciting, easy-to-play Star Wars experience that changes based on the way you play. Where the movies left off, your journey begins. Star Wars Galaxies Starter Kit. Rated T.
Yes, I bought all of them hot dogs.
Yes.
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360 on G4, the #1 podcasted cable network in America.
And you can find all of the details at g4tv.com and iTunes. But right now is the launch of the next generation of gaming, and we're coming to you live from Microsoft's gigantic zero-hour event in the Mojave Desert. It's like a rave for very, very unhealthy people.
All night long, we'll be bringing you exclusive first-look trailers, cheats, interviews, and previews as we count down to the midnight sale on the first Xbox 360.
And once that sucker is lovingly wrapped in the arms of its fanboy owner, we'll be unleashing reviews of some of the 360's biggest launch titles, like Call of Duty 2, Project Gotham 3, Madden, and a whole lot more.
But Zero Hour isn't the only place that the 360 launch is making waves. Attack of the Show's Kevin Pereira is covering the festivities in Los Angeles. Kevin, how you doing?
That's right, I'm here at the Best Buy in Los Angeles, hanging out with the real gamers that have been in line, anxiously awaiting the 360. I'm here with Ronnie. Ronnie, how long have you been lined up for?
Approximately, what, 26 hours already?
26 hours.
I've been here since last night, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
#2 in line. Now, did you have to tell your employer that you were going to be sick, or you're cutting class? Does your science teacher know?
Actually, I'm skipping class right now, so hopefully he doesn't see me.
Yeah, there's things that are more important than studying. We understand. Now, you were in line for the original Xbox launch.
Yes, I was actually.
And you came back for more punishment.
Of course,
Now, do you have a girlfriend? Does she know you're here? Would you like to get one after you spend the money on the 360?
Well, she'll probably be dumping me after this because instead of buying her a ring, I'm buying this.
Exactly. Sweetie, I can't come over tonight. I'm sick. Did you tell her you had the avian flu, or did you tell her that you were lining up for the Xbox?
Actually, I didn't tell her anything, so that's another problem I made. So
you're in deep trouble now, buddy. What are you getting? You're grabbing the console. I'm assuming you're getting some games to go with it.
Of course, like NBA Live. Not Madden.
Now, are you getting any? You got to be familiar with the first-person shooters. Whenever there's a console launch, it's all about the first-person shooters.
Right.
There's Perfect Dark Zero. You got Call of Duty 2. Have you heard about Quake 4 at all?
No, I haven't though, but I heard a couple of people talk about it and say it was pretty awesome. So I'm gonna take a look into it.
Well, you should pay attention, and so should the folks at home. Here's XPlay's exclusive preview of Quake 4 for the Xbox 360.
This is some ride, eh, buddy?
I don't care about you, Mr. I'm happy to be a space marine, and you know why? Because you're gonna die. You're all gonna die.
My legs, I can't move them.
Yeah, count yourself lucky. Look what happened to this guy. See? Dead. And if I don't want to follow you into that cold, dark place, I've got to pump a lot of lead into anyone that doesn't look like me. Yep, it's just what you'd expect from our preview of Quake 4 for your shiny Xbox 360. Gunfire. Lots of it. If Doom 3 is the thoughtful uncle that used to spend time giving you sage advice, Quake 4 is the angry one that used to get drunk and try to hit you with an empty bottle of Southern Comfort. You play a space marine on a mission to eliminate the imminent threat to humanity, the Strogg. The Strogg are an especially nasty form of space vermin that have a penchant for using human body parts as circuit boards. But the Stroggs have no desire to go quietly into that good night. From the moment you make planetfall, You deal out death, judgment, and the occasional death gurgle. The Strog eventually capture your intrepid interstellar jarhead and strogify him into a human toaster. Well, a half-human toaster that likes to shoot things. Quake 4 often puts you planet-side with allies. They'll bark at you, giving you mission objectives and backstory.
You gotta take out that air defense cannon.
And I'm sure it beats the hell out of this. The 360 keeps up all the graphical chops Quake has on the PC. The horror of interplanetary war is rendered in stunning clarity. You'll soldier on in many beautiful hallways and brown canyons.
Wait a second. I've got a reading.
Do you see the gigantic spider next to you? Right, see what I mean? Dead. With all this hostility, a guy could start to feel lonely. Thankfully, there'll be lots of vehicles to keep you feeling warm and fuzzy, like the hover tank. And this mech. What are you guys trying to do? You don't even come up to my knee, and now you're dead. Oh, would you look at this place? I just cleaned up in here. Who set all these fires? That's the last time I let a Strog crash on the couch. Doom 3 may have botched multiplayer hardcore, but it looks like Quake 4 will succeed where its Mars-minded cousin failed. You'll have plenty of flavors of Space Marine to choose from. There's green, gray, greenish gray. And with the 360's Xbox Live support, we're sure it'll be the best time you've ever had killing 12-year-olds with too much money.
All right, you maggots, haul ass or die.
Quake 4 is loud, teeming with really mad zombots, and sure to scratch that trigger finger itch when it crashes to Earth this winter. Now, to be honest, Quake 4 looks exactly like the PC version, but this is the first time we've seen PC-quality id graphics on a console. Now, plus, it has beautifully rendered impalings.
Impalings. Okay, now you've seen footage from the Xbox 360, but instead of making up your own mind, let someone else tell you what to think. Now, we go back to game guru Jeff Keighley and his good friends in Seattle. Take it away, Jeff.
Thank you, Margot. I'm here in frigid Seattle, where over 400 video game fans have lined up in the hopes of getting an Xbox 360 here at midnight. And I'm here with the #1 guy in line, Dan. Dan, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
So, Dan, how long have you been in line here?
73 hours.
73 hours. You see, Pereira, we got better guys here in Seattle, 73 hours. Now, when does that mean you actually lined up?
Friday at 5 p.m.
Amazing. Well, you're a devoted fan, Dan. All right. Well, later on in the hour, Xbox executive Peter Moore will be joining me to talk about the Xbox 360. But first, I recently had the chance to sit down for a roundtable panel with a group of video game industry journalists. The topic was, of course, the Xbox 360, and the question was whether the 360 delivers a true next-generation video game experience. Is Xbox 360 a true next-generation game system? Welcome to a special G4TV.com. And to discuss that question, I'm delighted to be joined by three of my peers, Andy McNamara from Game Informer magazine, Guy Kroll from Newsweek, and Rob Smith from the official Xbox magazine. Well, guys, we have our 360s. We've been playing the launch titles. So did Sony have a point? I mean, is this Xbox 1.5 or is it a true quantum leap forward? Andy?
It's Xbox 1.5 is pretty harsh overall. I mean, I think that's a little tough as far as a way to approach it, but it's certainly it's got the technology and the horsepower underneath the hood. But I mean, a lot of the games this time, you know, at least out of the box, are, you know, just good as opposed
just good,
to like,
not great. You agree, Guy?
There's a bit of a gap. I would say the biggest thing that they're facing is expectations. I had a vision in my head of what I thought next gen was going to be, and I'll be honest, it's a bit closer to videos like Metal Gear Solid than the stuff that Microsoft has showed is playable so far. Right. And on top of that, you've got current generation games like Black, like King Kong, that have more next generation gameplay than the 360 titles.
Now, you brought up Sony and, you know, PlayStation 3 and those videos they showed of Killzone, Metal Gear Solid. Rob, you think it's fair that, I mean, Sony's been showing some of this stuff, and, you know, Microsoft's shipping a console this year, and people are comparing some of the video stuff to, you know, real live gameplay?
It's not fair in the slightest. You can make videos look however great you want to make them look. What Microsoft did it right out of the gate was show actual gameplay. Take that for how it is and how you treat
But is
that.
the gameplay, I mean, does the gameplay capture your imagination? I mean, are you inspired by these games, feeling like this is worth $400?
I think that there's some games out there in this launch window, such as Project Gotham Racing 3, is, you know, an example that really captures the essence of what a next generation game should be for me. And the first thing is HD. I mean, these games look like they've never looked before on your TV at home on any console system, and I think right there is the next generation leap.
But how many people have HD sets?
Me? You?
It's a good point, though. I mean, yeah, it's a small market right now, and if you don't have an HD set, I mean, if you don't have an HD set, is it worth $400 to buy a 360? This year, this holiday season?
I would say, look, in any new system, if there's a game you really want, go out and get it. But I honestly feel like if you look at the stuff on a regular TV set, it really doesn't look that different. So again, there's a bit of a disconnect between what they promised and how it's turning out for the majority of people who don't have HD sets.
But I'd go there to Xbox Live. I mean, again, back to PGR3 with Xbox Live, and what you've got is a whole new setup of online gameplay in Gotham TV that you've never seen before. You never had this opportunity to jump in and see these other games, see other people playing, see how they're doing.
I will say, in fairness, that some of the features, like the live features that Rob mentioned, the media features on the device with photos and music and stuff like that, they really are making a strong push to sort of being the all-in-one, all-singing, all-dancing media center. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of take-up there is for that.
Well, what about gameplay? I mean, the launch titles here, it sounds like, you're talking about Project Gotham. I mean, are we seeing a lot of quantum leap forward in gameplay here, Rob, in the other games?
I think we're seeing some, definitely some very interesting games like Condemned is a good example of a game that we haven't really seen anything like that on the current generation of systems. I think that's a good example.
Is that a killer app, though? I mean, is there some, Xbox One had Halo. Does this system have anything near that caliber of a game?
We don't know yet, do we? I mean,
you play the launch titles. Is there anything there, guys?
I think that the online parts of a lot of these games, Halo wouldn't have been the hit without Xbox Live in the way that it was. And I think that games like Project Gotham and also
So I put you on the spot, Rob. What game is going to be that blockbuster? What should people get? Is it Call of Duty 2? What do you guys think?
I think Call of Duty 2 is the best game that you can get.
I'd have to say Call of Duty 2, though I was pretty impressed by the visuals in Condemned.
Okay. What about you, Rob? So Gotham?
Call of Duty 2's incredible sort of experience with the surround sound and those details that you get.
What I'm seeing so far from 360, the actual games, as opposed to video that Sony's showing, I'm a little concerned for next generation in general because we don't make games. We're dependent on the developers. And right now, in terms of stuff that's actually playable, again, there's a disconnect between what I thought next generation is going to look like and what I'm seeing right now.
We'll have to debate that more.
Yeah, you never see that. I mean, you never see that at the launch. I mean, you never really truly see, like, maybe Super Mario 64 is the one example of when you went out first day, bought something that had a software that you'd never seen before.
All right, we got a lot more to discuss, but right now, stick around because we are inching closer and closer to the sale of the first Xbox 360 right here on G4.
Great point. We are getting close, and hey, you twitchy bastards, don't you go anywhere.
When we come back, we have Wild West working girls from Gun, Cheats, and Microsoft VP Peter Moore.
Okay, that's cool, too.
Yeah.
And later, the sale of the first Xbox. More exclusive trailers and reviews of the 360 launch titles. We'll tell you what to buy and what to avoid, like avian flu.
Can avian flu really be avoided?
Probably not.
Countdown to Xbox 360 is brought to you by Paramount Pictures' Aeon Flux. Starts Friday, December 2nd in theaters only.
I can't afford any more hot dogs for these kids. How are we going to keep them cheering?
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360.
We are live in the Mojave Desert at Microsoft's massive zero-hour event, standing high above 400,000 square feet of swirling fanboys.
And fangirls.
It's a fanboy swirling.
Yes, it is the all-night launch excitement of a multi-billion-dollar company.
And all evening long, we'll be moving closer and closer to the sale of the first Xbox 360.
And while we're holding down the fort on the west side, Cheat's multi-talented Kristen Holt is covering things on the East Coast. Let's join her in New York. It's all you, Kristen.
Go.
Town with Mike, who was the second person in line today. How long have you been waiting?
Since 1:30 this morning.
And you came all the way from Brooklyn?
Yes, East New York.
All right, so what are you thinking? What's making you hype about the Xbox 360?
I mean, the online capabilities, it's shutting Sony down. It's all about Xbox 360.
That's all it's about tonight. All right, right now I need you to strap on your boots and take a trip to the Wild Wild West in Gun.
We're likely to meet Apaches along the way.
If they get the upper hand, I promise you'll put a bullet in my head before they have their fun.
In this mission, you're tasked with protecting the lovely Jenny on the way to Empire.
Keep them engines off us!
Since Apaches attack pale faces on sight, you'll need all your sharpshooter skills to keep the stagecoach running. The initial charge isn't overwhelming. Either use your quick draw skill or make your horse trample the enemy. Basically, do whatever you can to keep the coach safe.
Get over here! We're being attacked!
The next section is a little more difficult. You'll find yourself on foot, faced with attackers from all sides. Keep an eye out for archers, and when you spot one, duck. Once you've cleared the canyon, grab a TNT barrel and blast apart the barrier.
Let's keep moving!
Continue on with the stagecoach and fight back attackers. Watch out for reinforcements from the river, and remember, your horse can be used as a weapon. Trample a few bad guys at once, and you'll save a lot of ammo.
I'm gonna make a run for it! The wheel pin's busted! I can fix it, but it'll take some time.
I'll buy you some with this.
While Jenny's pretty handy with the rifle, she's still gonna need your help.
Ow!
We had the most success taking out the initial lot below the ridge and then grabbing a horse.
Damn, it just keeps coming.
After that, shoot or trample as many attackers as you can, paying special attention to anyone heading for the coach. In the last section of the level, you'll be camping on top of the stagecoach
Let's get the hell out of here.
as it makes its way to Empire.
Look sharp now.
This is basically a shooting gallery, so get your quick draw on.
Sorry, no free ride.
Use any fire bombs you still have, and make use of those conveniently placed bundles of TNT.
We're good. Hold on. Webb Indians is history.
Follow these tips and you'll reach the city singing rawhide. Rollin', 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 keep them wagons rollin', rawhide.
I'm in one piece, thanks to Colton here. He left more than a few Apaches dead in their tracks.
Son, you've done the town of Empire a great service.
Thanks, Kristen. Now I know how to protect a wagon full of hookers.
It's great work if you can get it. I
Hey.
wish I had it.
If you're thinking of changing the channel, shame on you.
Yeah, up next, more of the sleek new design of the 360 and an exclusive interview with Microsoft VP Peter Moore.
Because when British people talk, they just sound smarter than the rest of us.
It's true.
Welcome back to Countdown to the 360. Now we're moving closer to the sale of the first Xbox 360, and as we do, we're bringing you in-depth previews of the games lighting up Microsoft's next-gen console.
And hooking us up with an exclusive interview in Seattle is G4TV.com's Jeff Keighley. Looks like you got some company there, Jeff.
I do. Thanks, Adam. I'm here with Xbox executive Peter Moore. Peter, congratulations. You excited tonight?
Well, look at it. I am. These guys certainly are. No, it's a great night, Jeff. But night we've been looking to for a long time.
Fantastic. Now, last night we were at the big opening of 0 Hour. Adam and Morgan are tonight. I got to tell you, you were getting a little choked up when you sort of opened the doors. What was that experience like for you?
Well, you know, as I said last night, when you've got thousands of people that have been working on this project, and then when those big hangar doors opened and you could see the look of anticipation on all of the fans' faces, it was great for both Jay and myself to be able to enjoy that with the fans. And it was for the fans. It was a great night. It's still going on right now.
Now, I know there are a lot of fans out there that want a 360 tonight. There are a lot of stories about, how many are going to be out there? Is there going to be a shortage? How many 360s are out there in stores around the U.S. tonight?
A lot.
1,900,000? Any numbers?
A lot.
A lot. All right. Well, but some people said, are you kind of, there's a shortage out there. Is that a marketing strategy, or can you not produce enough? What's the real story on that?
We are making as many as we can, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're flying them in. I think the difference in the strategy maybe from past launches is we're trying to get as many in for tonight for the fans like we've got behind us here, but more importantly, continuing to replenish the channel all the way through the holidays and of course into the new year.
Excellent. Now you got 18 launch titles, which you're saying is the best launch lineup ever, right?
I believe so.
Yes, and one of them is Perfect Dark Zero. A lot of questions about whether that was going to make day one. It did make day one. It was right down to the wire. Got to ask you, though, I mean, are you happy with it? Did you have to cut corners to get it out there on day one?
No, the real challenge with Perfect Dark Zero, it's such a rich multiplayer game. You know, as many as 32 people can go into maps now, that the testing process for Perfect Dark Zero was so complex. We needed to make sure that we really beat this game to death, to make sure that the environment and the experience of Xbox Live for PDZ was going to be perfect.
Excellent. Well, it is out there. Now, another thing I wanted to ask you about was there was a Nielsen study that just came out today, which was interesting. It said, they asked all these gamers and they said, you know, are you guys going to buy next when are you going to buy the next generation? They said over 50% of the gamers say they're going to wait until they see PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 in the market before they decide which one they're going to buy. Do you think is that what gamers should be doing, or should they be jumping in now?
I think there's no reason to wait. 18 great launch titles, high-definition gaming, 720p output, 5.1 multi-channel sound, 16:9 aspect ratio, 2x anti-aliasing in all of the games.
Right.
I don't know why you'd wait.
Well, as long as you can find one in the store, right, Peter?
That's exactly right.
All right, well, congratulations, Peter.
Thank you, Jeff.
Xbox 360 launch, well-deserved.
Right.
Back to you guys in Mojave.
Thanks, Jeff. Now it is time to...
I think it's time pretty much to just go to break. So
Yes.
don't blink, don't forget to breathe either, because, well, if they stop breathing,
Then we have their corpse on our hands, and that's not good.
I'll shed a tear.
Yeah,
Maybe even
yeah.
two. Up next, we have more cheats, Condemned, the making of the new Xbox, and later, reviews of the 360's biggest launch titles. See, now I had to show them skin to get that reaction. It's getting desperate. I didn't want to see hour 3.
And welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360.
We're into hour 2 of our non-stop coverage of the Xbox 360 launch.
And as we move closer to the sale of the first Xbox 360, we're coming to you live from Microsoft's top secret zero-hour event in the Mojave Desert.
This is the biggest launch event we've ever seen, and to cover it, we're doing the biggest night of programming in GeForce history.
And we're slicing and dicing GeForce gaming lineup to bring you cheats, interviews, previews, and exclusive never-before-seen next-gen game trailers.
And later in the show, after the sale of the very first Xbox 360, we'll bring you X-Play's no-holds-barred reviews of the 360's biggest launch titles.
Condemned, Madden, Project Gotham Racing 3, and many more.
This 360 launch night is so huge that it spans the entire U.S. And to cover it, we're joined by our very own G4 correspondents.
Live from Los Angeles, Attack of the Show's Kevin Pereira.
From Seattle, Lando Microsoft, G4TV.com's Jeff Keighley.
And from New York City, Cheats Kristen Holtz.
And we'll have more from the people in those tiny little boxes later tonight.
But right now, people all over the country are coming out for this launch event. And while American gamers are excited about the 360 launch, they certainly aren't the only ones.
There are also gamers from all over the world here in the Mojave to celebrate the laser-lighted birth of the 360. Yes, there were 36 special contest winners that were brought here from Europe on a private jet. And they got VIP access to this event.
Yeah, must be nice. And we sent Adam to meet some of these international gamers of mystery in Los Angeles and fly with them to the desert. This is his journey.
So, I'm here at the Viceroy Hotel with some of the lucky European winners to go to Zero Hour. These are the VIPs, and they're from Europe, which is one of my favorite countries. What? We're sitting poolside here with Axel, and Axel, where are you from?
I'm from Sweden.
So you don't sit around playing Xbox, getting really aggressive, you know, with Viking gear on, going, I'm going to get your women.
I haven't smashed anything yet while playing.
So what are you most looking forward to in Dead or Alive 4?
Oh, probably the graphics. And the combat system.
Really? That's all you're looking forward to in Dead or Alive?
Now, Xbox 360, you have the game Kameo. It's in the same gender of hit plants and those big octopus-like creatures.
Yeah, the Japanese kind of like those octopus creatures, don't they?
It's a movie coming out from Japan now. It's a man actually fighting against a small octopus.
Dogs out here.
You know, being inside a Hummer limo is kind of like being in an R. Kelly video, except I'm not covered in urine. We're here at the airport, and we're about to board our own private jet. Look at that. Look at Los Angeles. There are millions of annoying people out there. All right, it's night out. The air is thick with tension and European cigarette smoke. I think everyone's getting more excited because they're moments away from heading over to the site for 0 hours. This is 0 hour, and these are the VIPs. We're going to get the top-level treatment. So let's go see what it's all about. Is it really worth it, or is it just a couple of donuts and an old lady? We'll see. This is the moment all these people have traveled thousands of miles to experience the opening of hangar doors. It's always sad to come to the end of a journey, one where you've made so many new friends and heard so many new accents, smelled so many new smells, but I will always treasure the time that I spent with some very important people who were very important for just a couple of days. Oh, Europeans, they're fun.
And for more of what we can expect to see on the 360 and how to navigate your way through it, we joined Cheat's lovely Kristen Holt in New York. Kristen?
Hey guys, what's up? It's still raining, but it's still hype here in New York City. These fans are anxiously awaiting to get their Xbox 360. But right now, it's time to sink our claws into the demented serial killer thriller, Condemned: Criminal Origins.
Running from the Bureau will do no good.
Someone else killed those policemen.
Shot with your weapon, and you will be blamed for their deaths.
You are FBI agent Ethan Thomas of the Serial Crimes Division.
Thomas, I don't got all day here. Let's get a move on.
You work in a crime-ridden city tracking down the worst of the worst, serial killers. But right now, you've got bigger problems. You've been framed as a cop killer. Oh, and to make matters worse, you go into the game unarmed. You'll have to use improvised weapons as you stalk the city looking for answers.
Oh yes, the city's full of them now, Thomas. Addicts, vagrants, psychotic individuals gone terribly bad. They come in all kinds, but mostly violent.
Whether you take up a pipe, sledgehammer, 2x4, or even a paper cutter, this game requires fast reflexes and an innate dislike of violent psychos. When you're forced to mix it up, blocking is a useful skill. You can initiate a block using the right trigger, but you have to time it perfectly. Offensively, make sure you're using the best weapon by checking the chart at the top of the screen. This compares new weapons to the one in your grip. You can also use the left bumper to tase a bad guy and then move in to finish him off. When you bring an attacker to his knees, you have a choice of 4 moves: ram, snap, punch, or slam. Each of these is so rewarding in its own way. And while it's sometimes nice to get your hands dirty, eventually you're gonna want a bang stick. Guns can be taken from vagrants or found in lockers and safes. Carrying a crowbar will help you open stubborn containers. Oh, and make sure you check the magazines of each gun using the Y button, because once you run out of bullets, it's back to the good old hand-to-hand combat. Now, even after you get your bearings in this game, you may still find yourself running in circles. So, as a special gift to you, here's a guide to the game's thorniest choke points. When you're in the library looking for Rosa, finding the entrance to the rare book section is a big time hassle. Next to the gate, you'll find a sledgehammer, but no door. Look to the right of the gate and up, you'll see a bird atop the bookcase. This is a clue. Go to the right and down the aisle. You'll find a ladder with a lock. Use the sledgehammer to break the lock and climb up. Now you can meet up with Rosa.
Back off, you bastard. Come any closer and I'll rip your head off.
Once you enroll in the abandoned school, things get even spookier. Track down the submachine gun, but save it for later. You'll need it to off the crazy lunch lady. When you reach the pool, Agent Thomas will slip into a dream state and find creepy zombie guys attacking from the ceiling. Don't just lie back and watch the show, though. This nightmare can have real-world consequences. Make your way to the shallow end of the pool and grab this gun to mow down anything that comes after you. As always, remember, headshots save ammo. Well, that's just some of this game's trickiest bits. But there's probably one more thing you're wondering about. All the dead birds and metal pieces you're collecting. These items will unlock concept art in the achievements section. And if you find a TV with an Xbox 360, you'll get a reward on your Xbox Live account. This game has tons of hidden treasures, so keep a sharp eye out and backtrack to locked rooms to search for clues. If you find anything particularly awesome, send us an email at cheat@g4tv.com or leave a post on our message boards to tell your fellow cheaters about it. Honor among thieves, you know.
Condemned certainly looks solid. We'll see if it's the launch title that it's cracked up to be with a full review of the game later on tonight. But right now, as you can see, everybody's fired up. And why? Well, it's because we have the latest and greatest of G4 talent, host of Training Camp, Eddie George, joining me here. Yep. Eddie, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing real well. Doing all
very
right.
well. You excited for the 360 launch?
Oh, yeah, man. They look really good. It's got some cool features on them, and my son's going to be very excited. Well, I blew it, I guess, come Christmas Day.
Oh, well, hey, well, you know, Santa may come a little early this year. It happens, It happens. Now, I know you were at Michigan recently. You were there on Saturday, giving the Buckeyes a bit of a pep talk before the game.
Oh, absolutely, man.
That's because you weren't so confident in their performance, you had to make sure that they were going to take it?
No, well, they asked me to be honorary captain. So I went up there for that, and it was a big deal. It was a great game, and I was happy to see my Buckeyes prevail because for me, it was like exercising demons from 10 years ago, so it felt good.
Little payback on the field, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Very Al Pacino of you to go down and hype them up, by the way. I'm sure they appreciated it. But let's get down to the business, of course. The training camp, how is it? How's the show going?
The show's going great. You know, what we have coming up next is a segment with the Minnesota Vikings for Madden 06. For you Madden fans out there, you can learn some tips on how to be real dominant at that. And next on board, we have Fight Night with Chico Diego Corrales and Mia St. John, the beautiful Mia St. John, that you have to see. So it's some pretty good stuff coming up now in the next couple of weeks.
Now, I know you're a bit of a gamer yourself, but training camp is more about other gamers. It's more about taking those out there that appreciate the sports and then giving them a chance to really get hands-on with it, right?
Absolutely. It's covering all sports. You know, it's covering the X Games, it's wrestling, football, basketball, and basically we're taking those gamers out of their fantasy world into the reality world in terms of football and basketball and the intricacies that go along with that sport and that game. And we've gotten some good things. And I'm being more involved in the games myself. You know, I'm doing hockey, I'm playing basketball and soccer myself. So now I'm just not being the football athlete, but I'm doing other sports as well. So it's just kind of cool.
That's good to hear. We want to give everybody at home, though, a chance to check out just a little bit of training camp. So take a peek.
Training Camp with Eddie George, the show that takes a gamer off the couch and drops them into the world of their favorite sport.
And moving on.
Football, boxing, wrestling. We got it all. Each week, Eddie hooks up with one of the best gamers in the country.
A lot of people are afraid to play me. Now that I've given you all these tips, you should be able to dominate. Oh, yeah.
In return for their gaming knowledge, we hook them up with today's biggest athletes.
You know, when I get low, I'm looking at my defender. I already got you. You going, because I'm hitting him like that real quick. I'm looking at him, I see the way he leaning, I'm going. Okay, let me see what you got now. I'm gonna rip you on live TV now. Oh.
It's not gonna happen again. It's not gonna happen again.
Quick hands. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! That's showtime right there.
Well, one of the first drills that I do pretty much every day, I'll take a quick drop like this. I'll take a drop. And the coach would tell me, he'd move me in the pocket. I step up, step back. Then he point at the receiver and I step and throw. Back, step up, throw. Like you've done this before.
No.
Looking good, man.
Some momentum here.
Normally, I would do the, you can't see me, and then the thing, you know, that's what I do. You, for the fruit basket, turn your opponent over. Fruit basket's nasty. You're gonna sit up right here on him, right here, right? And grab right under his neck. And that right there is the fruit basket. This is a submission that will eat everyone alive.
Lace up your kicks. It's training camp. Let's go.
Let me guess, you're having a lot of fun with the training camp, aren't you, Eddie?
Oh, yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun getting to know the gamers and the athletes and talk about the other sports. And it's just a great time, the two worlds together. And I'm just the host that's making it happen, man.
Right on, man. Eddie, thanks again for joining us. As always, congrats on the success of the show.
Appreciate it.
It's good to see you. That is training camp. You can catch it tomorrow, Madden 06 with the Minnesota Vikings. It's on Tuesday nights at 11:30 p.m. right here on G4. But right now, we're going to talk about the 360, because we've been talking about the outside. We know it's sleek, it's sex in plastic form. We get it. You want to fondle the ring of light. That's great, grand, and wonderful. But it's what's on the inside that counts. You should know that. That's why we're going to take a look at the guts of the Xbox 360 and our part 2 of our retrospective. Take a look.
Armed with the lessons learned with the first Xbox, Microsoft begins to piece together their next console bit by bit.
We didn't want to be second to market again. So what that meant to us was that we felt we had to be ready in 2005.
It's important for Microsoft to come out first because they want to beat Sony, who's the market leader, 2 generations in a row. They need every single tool they can use, including an early launch, to get ahead of Sony.
We started working on a 360 plan, putting together the early details, working on what we thought the hardware plan was going to be.
It's a really interesting process because you're always balancing this ultimate design that you want to have against technological constraints, schedules constraints. All these things can affect what you can do from a design standpoint. So you look at things and say, well, this is the ultimate experience. And then we go over to the hardware team and they say, oh my goodness, if you do that, that adds 2 cents. We're like, 2 cents? Oh, well, 2 cents times X million is a lot of money.
Well, there's some basic features, if you will, that we want in all of the 360 games. High definition games is one of them, for example. Games that look great in 16:9 high definition. Games that have full surround 5.1 audio.
The HD era, we're really on this turning point for the industry. From the 2D to 3D generation of gaming, all sorts of things changed. A lot of rules changed, a lot of the players changed, and obviously the experience of the gamer received changed as well. We're now on the next shift, which is really from 3D to high def.
The real key to the system itself is making sure we have a system that's powerful to developers to really get to what we call the HD era. We made a decision a while back to really invest in the system memory. And so as a result, developers now have 512 megs of system memory to deal with. Enough memory for them to really deliver a true next-generational and high-definition experience.
Wanted to get a lot more CPU and graphics horsepower. It quickly became clear that to get the level of performance that we needed, NVIDIA and ATI were the 2 front runners. The big advantage that ATI gave for us is they shared our vision of the HD era. ATI shared that vision of how can we maximize the real performance for real games. We weren't driving toward a spec, we weren't driving toward a marketing campaign. We were driving for how do we make real games as good as they possibly can be.
And then once you're ready to go for HD, we're ready there for you because we've got Dolby 5.1, we've got high def, everything's ready to go for you.
At the heart of the Xbox 360 are 3 IBM CPUs that, when combined, are 80 times more powerful than the original Xbox.
We picked IBM over a bunch of different suppliers, mainly because of the efficiency of their architecture. By efficiency, I mean trying to cram as much CPU horsepower into a very small package, a very small console. Those were key elements in picking IBM.
They were willing to work with us in terms of giving us control of our own destiny, in terms of silicon manufacturing. We can control that. So you want to find a partner who's willing to work with you in that respect. So long-term roadmap, partnership, lots of business issues again, but ultimately it was the right partnership for us.
Microsoft wants developers to harness all this newfound power as easily as possible.
A real asset that we built in Xbox was our partnership with both developers and publishers, something we focused on very early and something historically Microsoft has actually done pretty well.
Microsoft's also done a really good job of supporting third-party developers. Ubisoft, THQ, EA, and Activision, and they all have said Microsoft's been really helpful.
Also, efforts are redoubled to capture the interest of Japanese game companies.
Japanese game developers has been a tough group for us because we haven't been as successful in Japan. But I think we're doing some really smart things now. We're forging some great partnerships with some of the best historical Japanese developers.
Sakaguchi-san, as the creator of Final Fantasy, is going to be doing 2 individual proprietary pieces of intellectual property that will be exclusive for Xbox 360. Mizuguchi-san is one of my favorite developers. We all love things like Space Channel 5 and Rez. And of course, Okamoto-san, most famous for his work on Resident Evil.
They've done a good job of getting Japanese developers on board.
And through it all, Bill Gates himself keeps tabs on the progress.
On Xbox One, I met Bill 2 times in 2 different meetings during the course of a 4-year program. On Xbox 360, for the first year of the development, we were in the boardroom almost once a month. He was so excited about the product that he just wanted to get involved and wanted to be down here on the Millennium campus helping us.
While Microsoft works on the insides of the new Xbox, it focuses an equal amount of attention on the outside.
We thought maybe this could have a hamburger in it, but so we didn't really think that it worked that well.
The festivities here at 0 Hour are only beginning.
Still ahead, more exclusive game trailers, cheats, and previews.
Plus, the sale of the first Xbox 360 and reviews of launch titles. Before you buy, we'll let you know what to get and what not to waste your money on.
Wait, you have money? They're paying me in cartridges, like old ones.
Countdown to Xbox 360 is brought to you by brand new cars for you to personalize. Scion, what moves you?
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360 on G4. We are the #1 podcast at cable network in America. And you can go to iTunes or G4TV.com for details. Now, all night long, we're bringing you live coverage of the launch of Microsoft's next-gen console. And we still have exclusive first-look game trailers and reviews coming up. But right now, we're going live to Jeff Keighley in Seattle. Thank you, Adam. We are here live in Seattle. Now, it's getting colder, but the line is getting even longer. Still more than 400 people in line. Everybody's excited about Xbox 360. What games are you going to get for launch?
Perfect Dark Zero and Call of Duty 2.
Good choices. Now, the question is, are any of you guys going to be getting the core system tonight? No. They're laughing at me. All right, well, my goal by the end of the night is to walk this line of 400 people and see if I can find one person who's going to buy a core system. But anyways, this is the dawn of the next generation, and it's also the dawn of the next console war between Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. And I got to sit down recently with a roundtable panel of industry journalists to talk about just that. The next console war. Is Microsoft potentially going to dominate over Sony? Well, let's find out what our roundtable panel had to say. Okay, let's get some predictions on the table. Microsoft says it wants to win this console war against Sony and Nintendo. With me now are Andy McNamara from Game Informer magazine, and Guy Kroll from Newsweek, and Rob Smith from the official Xbox magazine. Well, Rob, you willing to bet that Microsoft's going to dominate Sony this generation?
I think the first move into the market of the next generation is really their chance. They're going to have probably 12 months, and we're not going to see
12 months? Sony's saying spring 06, Rob.
But, all right, I'll believe that when I see it. Let's come back in spring and see if we're talking about this with a new system from them.
What about you, Guy? You think they got a shot?
Well, my dad's a mathematician, so I just look at the numbers, and I say Microsoft's most competitive market will be North America. Right. But even here, they're significantly behind. Europe has been often called Sony land, and Japan, it's like, we don't need to say anything else. I mean, Xbox is non-existent over there. So to me, I think Microsoft can do better, and better is meaningful, but I don't think they can take market leadership in this generation.
Right, what would it take, though, for them to be able to take that market leadership? Does Sony basically have to screw up?
I think both companies are making their fair share of mistakes during this period of transition into the next generation. But You know, I think it basically comes down to what the games are going to do. I mean, I think that the question of whether these games are next generation or not is very real. Right. If Sony comes out with games that are very much on par with what we have now and what we have on Xbox 360, then the year head start is big for Microsoft.
But wait, if they deliver, you know, Killzone as they showed it at E3, then is it a whole different game?
It certainly, you know, it certainly can be. I mean, I think, you know, going back to like Blu-ray and DVD, I think the fact that it has Blu-ray gives the PlayStation 3 an advantage. I think technology, at least right now, what I'm hearing from the development community, it's very even. Right. So the technology is there for both. It's a question of how these other things work into the...
But is, you know, something like Blu-ray, is that risk, though, I mean, the PS3 being way too expensive, costing, you know, $500, Rob?
Obviously, it's a huge cost issue for them, and also, it doesn't just impact the actual hardware, but the software itself. Right. Those Blu-ray discs themselves will cost more, and if people are complaining about $60 for a game, how are they going to feel about $80 or $90?
You think games are cost $80, $90?
No, I mean, the fact is that the cost of a game doesn't really have to do, now that it's all based on discs, it's not really the cost of the medium itself, it's development. You know, Microsoft, again, the first mover advantage is meaningful. They're trying to get consumers to be on their system first and trying to get developers on their system first. And that's happened. The problem is did they convince enough consumers and enough developers that the next gen starts on November 22nd? That remains to be seen.
Right. Well, see, well, guys, you know, we've got some cards here, and what I want to do is we want to give Microsoft a little bit of a report card on how we think they're doing with the Xbox 360 and their strategy so far. So let's put down letter grades, A to F with pluses or minuses, see what we think of how they're doing, and we'll compare our notes here.
I think Rob's cheating.
We'll see. Rob's the cheerleader. All right, guys, ready to reveal here? Big reveals? All right, ready? Everybody ready? Here we go. Check them out here. Look at that. All right. So let's talk about it. So an A minus, Rob. Let's start with you. Why not an A?
Because I think I really wish there were a couple of games that had really just knocked us for six in that launch window.
What about you, Andy? B plus, a little lower than Rob? Is it factor the software basically right now?
I don't think you know, Halo was a happy mistake the first time around. They certainly didn't expect Halo to take off like it did. So I mean, I think they have a good solid lineup here. I think. The reason they didn't get an A from me, you know what I mean? I think they get a B plus because they had nice moving, they got it out fast, they got it out on time. I think more or less it has to do with, you know, kind of shortchanging us on the hard drive.
Yep.
I think that was a mistake. I think they should have made it standard. I think they should have said $400 is the new price per hardware. It's $400. Get used to it,
that's
kids.
That's what it's going to cost. Absolutely. What about you, N guy? B minus, like me. We're the same. We didn't discuss this earlier, but it is. So why B minus?
I'd say B minus because, again, I had a vision, as if sent from God, as to what next-gen gaming was going to be all about, and I'm not seeing it yet. I mean, a B minus to me, I think, is a pretty typical grade for a launch platform. So I don't think, on my scale, no worse than most other platforms.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, guys. And now back to more Countdown to Xbox 360.
You know, we actually do know what you want. And it's actually Xbox 360 footage. You demanding bastards. Well, it's okay. We've got it for you. After the break. Plus, what happens when Tony Hawk goes next gen? Well, it's skateboarding action and drunk celebrities. And that's all in just a minute.
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360, the event that whips the Microsoft fanboys into a latte-like foam. All night long, we'll be showing you exclusive trailers, cheats, and footage from next-gen games. But right now, we have celebrities, because people like them. We sent Attack of the Show Sarah Lane, the Dark Lord of celebrity interviews, to the 360's VIP release party.
So I'm at this fabulous Xbox 360 party in the Hollywood Hills. Everybody who's here is rich and famous and gorgeous. Celebrities have it all. And when they leave here tonight, they're actually all gonna get free Xbox 360s. Seems fair.
Look at you, looking all hot, out of the studio, off the couch.
What have you been doing since Euphoria?
What have I
Playing
been
games?
doing since Euphoria? Working my ass off. What you been doing?
Nothing really. So Transformers, who's gonna play Optimus Prime?
I have no idea.
No?
No idea.
All right.
Way too early.
I revealed in front of you that I had crabs. Everybody in the world knew.
I know.
You've got that out of me.
So what is played on the tour bus the most these days?
Gosh, I think it's a lot of football. A lot of football going on.
So what game are you looking forward to playing first on the 360?
We'll see what Madden look like. I'm looking forward for the Madden. Madden 06. I'm a huge Star Wars Galaxy fan.
Well, I'm glad you admitted Star Wars Galaxy because everybody else says, it's Madden 2006.
That's bullcrap.
But do you ever go into like the first-person shooters? You ever play any of the online games?
I ain't really good at that. I know how to shoot people in real life. I don't know how to really do it in a video game.
Snoop Dogg, check. Fergie, check. Paris Hilton, next time maybe. Paris, Madden or Battlefront?
Now, across the nation in New York, Cheats Kristen Holt is bringing us exclusive tips and tricks from Tony Hawk's next-gen title, American Wasteland. Kristen?
Hey guys, what's up? I can't control them out here. They're going crazy. Now, there's tons of people out here, hundreds of people out here. I don't think anyone came on their skateboard, but if you want to be a pro skater, you're going to need these exclusive cheats for Tony Hawk's American Wasteland.
Okay, Cheatoids, it's time to grab your skateboard and BMX bike to seek sponsorship in the Great American Wasteland, aka Los Angeles. As a young punk questing for respect in the City of Angels, it's gonna take you a long time to learn the ins and outs of the skate scene.
Locals only.
Fortunately for you, we have a few friends in high places who've agreed to help us out with a few tasty codes.
Listen, come here. I'll show you a few places you should check out.
From the main menu, scroll down and select Options. On the Options screen, click Cheat Codes and enter the password. Remember, these codes are case-sensitive, so neatness counts. When you nail the code, you'll hear this sound. To play as legendary BMX pioneer Matt Hoffman, enter the password, The Condor. Matt may have earned his props on a bike, but you'll find he knows his way around with a skateboard, too. Now, whether you play as Matt or another skater, this next code will give you the skills to pay the bill. At the cheat code screen, enter the word Grind Expert to unlock Perfect Rail. Pause the game, go to Options, then Cheats, and you can turn the code on or off. Perfect Rail helps you keep your balance when you grind a tightrope. Just remember, spell the codes exactly as we show them to you. To have perfect manuals, type in the word 2 wheels with an exclamation point at the end. Now you'll pull off perfect manuals every time. This trick may seem basic, but it's a great and easy way to earn points. And finally, let's say you need to be across town, but don't feel like skating there. This code's better than the bus. At the cheat screen, enter in Hitch a Ride. This is one word and all the I's should be replaced with exclamation points. I guess that makes it more exciting. Anyway, now you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Cheating. It's the only way to travel. Now, since I know you didn't pay attention to the proper spellings of these codes, we've recapped them for you at g4tv.com/cheat. Later, skaters.
That looked painful, yet entertaining. Hey, if you touch that remote, you'll pull back a buddy stump because coming up, we have more expert interviews and later, reviews of the 360's launch titles. Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360 on G4, the most podcasted cable network in America.
We're live at Microsoft's massive zero-hour launch event in the Mojave Desert.
All night long, we're bringing you exclusive trailers, cheats, and previews as we count down to the sale of the first Xbox 360.
And later, we have no-holds-barred reviews of the launch titles.
But right now, G4TV.com's Jeff Keighley is dragging the truth out of industry experts. From Seattle, here's Jeff.
Thank you, Morgan Adam. That's right, I'm here at the Seattle Best Buy. Now, last time I was with you guys, I told you I was going to search the line of 400 people for someone who was going to buy the core pack. I had to go 178 people deep, but then I found Ashanti. You're buying a core pack. Why?
Yeah, no doubt. I don't have an HD TV, and I think it's a better value.
You don't care about backwards compatibility, I guess?
I'm ready for the new games.
All right, well, that's good, Ashanti. Enjoy the core pack. Now, Microsoft is excited about the new Xbox, but so are video game developers who have been working on titles for almost 2 years. Well, recently I had a chance to sit down with a number of video game developers to talk about the next generation of game design. What will define a next generation game? Well, here's what our roundtable panel had to say. Welcome back to G4, where we are giving you the breakdown on the Xbox 360 with 3 well-known game developers. Ron Moravec from Relic Entertainment, Mark Rain from Epic Games, and Neil Young from Electronic Arts. All right, guys, well, let's turn to our next big question, which is what will define a next-generation game? Ron, you're working on a game called The Outfit. What can you do in that game that you just couldn't dream of doing on the Xbox or a PC?
Well, I think the most exciting thing is, absolute destruction. Everything in the world is destructible. So, in the past, you might be able to blow up a car or blow up an individual in that world, but now, you can blow it up, rebuild it, blow it up again, all to your heart's content. And I think what that really gives the player is, both replayability as well as immersiveness, and so you can, both create the world and destroy it, and again and again and again, and then play co-op on top of that. So it's just fantastic.
Is Living World what it's all about for next gen, Neil?
Well, I think that's one dimension of it.
Right.
I was looking at our Godfather title on the 360 the other day, and sort of seeing that city populated with, literally hundreds of characters, pretty exciting.
That's
It
cool.
changed the nature of immersion.
All right, what about you, Mark? I mean, you guys are obviously, you have some destruction in Gears of War, but a lot of it is about sort of ambiance, storytelling, atmosphere, right?
Yeah, one thing we can do with Gears of War that we couldn't do with previous titles is really give the characters emotion. So when a guy's hurt, you're gonna be able to see in his face that he's hurt.
Right.
When a character's enraged, you're gonna feel that he's enraged. The environments as well are gonna look so much more realistic. I mean, if you went to XO5, you saw the great rainy environment that we had, and it really feels wet. You get out, you're playing it, and you almost feel like you should have an umbrella.
Now, Neil, I know you've talked before about this problem of the uncanny valley sometimes with characters as these as the animation gets better and stuff like that. You have these characters that are supposed to be lifelike,
right?
But they don't necessarily look that way. I remember you talked about Judi Dench, I think, in your GoldenEye game, which sort of looked like a robot or something. So is that the big challenge, though? I mean, the resources you need to create Pixar quality visuals and animation.
Well, that's certainly one of the challenges. As sort of modeling fidelity increases, the requirement for animation fidelity goes up. So it's not just about sort of HD imagery. It's about sort of trying to get to sort of HD performances, and that that requires us to invent some some new things, some new systems.
Where do you think the next leap? Destructible environments we talked about. Where's it going to go after that? I mean, is it online play? Is that where everyone's going to be? Microsoft says 50% of people on the 360 they think are going to be playing online games. Do you think that's going to happen?
I'd love to see that. When you look at the PC space, I think of buyers, only 30% or something like that play online. So would I like to see 50%? Absolutely. But in terms of what are the next things you're going to see and what's great about it, when you compare, say, GTA or what you might see, say, in Saints Row coming out in the spring, is you couldn't go inside buildings. You had that load time. Now it's going to be invisible. So outside, inside, blow things up, and I think that really keeps the player in the core fantasy.
Now, when you look at sort of the launch titles, what Microsoft's bringing out, all you guys are obviously Neil. You're not directly working on EA launch titles, but EA has a lot of launch titles. But we sort of ain't seen nothing yet in terms of the power of the system and where these things are going to go longer term. Is that fair to say?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think what you're seeing in this first generation of games, and certainly listening to the guys talking in the previous segment.
Press guys,
the press guys. I mean, what you're seeing is a lot of sort of
cynicism, right?
Well, a lot of sort of current gen game designs with next generation graphics, and that's one of the dimensions of sort of the next generation of.
Isn't it always also sort of graphics are the first thing that move, and then gameplay kind of follows? It feels like.
Well, we have to start sort of really getting our hands dirty with the hardware and trying to figure out exactly what can we do when we sort of push it to the max.
Right.
And that's going to unlock new types of gameplay for us.
So any hints where things are going? Predictions?
You know, I mean, from my standpoint, I think it's exciting that these next generation machines are starting to get filmmakers like Steven Spielberg, that we announced a partnership with, sort of really excited about the medium again. And so when you sit down with Steven and he's talking about, you know, getting character performances that move you, you know, in a really, really powerful way, I think we're going to start seeing much more of that, much more immersion, much more emotion. You know, maybe answer that question that EA was founded on: can a computer game make you cry?
It's a great way to end it. Well, thanks for joining us, guys, and stay tuned because there's much more Countdown to Xbox 360 ahead on G4.
Hey, were you touching the remote? Were you touching that remote? Well, drop it. Drop it right now.
When we come back, we have more on the making of the Xbox 360.
And later, reviews of the 360's biggest launch titles.
You know you want them.
Countdown to Xbox 360 is brought to you by the United States Army, an army of one.
Welcome back to our countdown to Xbox 360, where we are literally counting down to the next generation of gaming. As you can see, this isn't a drill, this isn't a dress rehearsal. People are excited. Count your next gen eggs. They're gonna hatch tonight. The waiting's worth it. The waiting is worth it. All right, now if there's one thing the 360 and I have in style, obviously, well, it's a common thread. We are very much so all about the style. Look at the jacket. It's expensive, folks. And that's what part 3 of our retrospective is going to focus on, the style of the Xbox 360, how Microsoft went from big, black, and blocky with the Xbox to slim, ivory, and sleek with the 360.
The Xbox 360 is shaping up to be a gaming powerhouse, and Microsoft wants to make sure that its new system's appearance reflects its amazing abilities.
We started with this guy, which was a really wonderful box. It worked really well, but let's just say it needed a little more love in terms of design aesthetic. So we thought, well, where can we go with this?
If we think about Japan and some of the issues we've had in Japan as regards the inability of us really to get going, quite frankly, one of the core issues has been the design of the current Xbox.
That system was gigantic. It was heavy, and it didn't appeal to anybody but Americans and a few Europeans. It was way too big for the Japanese market, and Microsoft tanked in Asia. Tanked. I mean, they didn't sell badly, they sold horribly.
So the criteria I laid out for the brand team at that time was, you know, we have got to be able to satisfy the Japanese gamer. We actually looked at 5 different design companies from around the world. It narrowed down to 2 companies.
One was Astro in San Francisco, and another one is hers in Osaka. Got to a point where designs were going back and forth between hers and Astro. And so they started playing with, what's the button going to look like? What happens when you actually have enough ports for gameplay and all those kind of things? And so it started really drawing in.
The design of the box and the form factor that we ultimately landed on is always a trade-off between mechanical constraints, being thermal and physical constraints, versus industrial design. It's very similar to an architect and a civil engineer building a skyscraper. The best-looking design may not be able to be built. The most robust design may be very straightforward, ugly, not the type of thing you'd want to actually build.
What we wanted was this breathe-in quality, where it breathes in. You get this sense of power as though you're in the blocks and starting a race, or the analogy was Bruce Lee pulling back to do a punch.
On one end of the spectrum, if you make the box too small, you end up with a box that is too hot, too loud, with the fans having to churn a lot of air through that box to cool it off, too high of a cost in miniaturization cost. The other end of the spectrum, if you build only a mechanical design solution, you end up with a very large, ugly box. It may be quiet, but it's not aesthetically pleasing.
We did user studies. We went through around the world, Germany, France, England, United States, parts of Asia, talked to different designers, talked to different gamers and said, you know, what are you interested in? And it started taking shape. We kind of had some interesting changes here. This one came from Japan, and it had a very nice pillowy feature to it and had the handle. Again, it was not a practical box. Really, what we were trying to do is see what people responded to. It really ran the gamut. I mean, you got this kind of guy which Has some nice features on it in terms of the chrome and all that, but it's still pretty boxy and might look like someone else you might know. This came from a very high-end designer. We thought maybe it could have a hamburger in it, but so we didn't really think that it worked that well. Oop, look at that. There were some sleek designs, too, that brought in things like glass textures, and these are really explorations.
So what you will see is somewhat concave. It has what we call the iconic gesture. That gesture is iconic enough that makes it distinctive, but not too bold and brash that will make it look, if you will, out of fashion after a couple of years.
And what we ended up with was this design. And you can see there's a lot of what was here has been incorporated into the final design. You get the gesture, you get the breathe in, you get a design aesthetic that is more appealing to a wider audience. You get some of the chrome and some of the finer lines, the organic lines, but there's still an architectural quality about it, and a simple quality that allows you to really get a sense that this is a high-quality machine. You can see the difference between the two.
A few finishing touches round out the final package.
You'll be able to take the faceplate off and snap on a faceplate either absolutely personalized to what you want to do.
This is our favorite feature, too, is that we have the ring of light. It's the thing that tells you how many controllers are actually attached to the system. And you see that this is in the upper left position. Okay, you ready for this big move? All right, ready, here we go. So it's in position 1 now. Oh, look at that, woo!
An equal amount of care is given to the design of the Xbox 360 controller.
So the areas where we put lots and lots of energy into this is the gamepad itself. People are going to be holding this for hours on end, playing games, playing different types of games that use the control sets in different ways.
We did tons and tons of user testing, and we went through all kinds of iterations, some of them even laughable, like this one. And what we did is we actually tried different sizes and shapes. So you kind of go, oh, how's that feel? You'd pass this around a whole basket full of these and go, how's that feel in your hand? Oh, I don't know, that feels pretty good. And then you hand it to somebody else and they go, no, that doesn't feel good.
One of the key elements to making the console as unique as it is the decision to go wireless on the gamepads.
The Xbox 360 controller is not a revolutionary controller. It's an evolutionary controller. Microsoft took the basic shape of the S controller from the Xbox and refined it and polished it and crafted it to a much more ergonomically fit controller. It's lighter, it's very sturdy, it feels good in your hands.
But no matter how well designed a controller is, no matter how slick a console looks, it all comes down to the games, and Microsoft knows it.
Now, the shape of the new Xbox is definitely a huge leap forward from its monolithic predecessor.
I must say that the power adapter for this thing is enormous. It is the Godzilla of wall plugs.
Yeah, it's jaw-droppingly large, but the design of the 360 means nothing unless you have something compelling to play on it. We'll have great game reviews later in the show.
But up next, more Zero Hour, more Xbox 360, more us.
But don't let that keep you from watching.
Please.
Vader, rise. Star Wars is reborn at BK in the form of 6 collectible hologram watches. Only $1.99 each when you buy any value meal. Star Wars Episode 3. Own it on DVD now.
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360.
We've just started our third hour of live launch event coverage. And if you're just joining us, this is a night of G4 programming unlike anything you've seen before.
We're chopping up your favorite G4 shows and mixing them together for 3.6 hours of non-stop Xbox 360 themed TV.
We have cheats, previews, world premiere game trailers, exclusive interviews, and later we'll bring you the sale of the first Xbox 360 and reviews of the biggest launch titles.
So far, we've shown you next-gen games like Quake 4, 99 Nights, Need for Speed Most Wanted, and Fight night.
While Morgan and I are holding down the fort at Microsoft's exclusive zero-hour launch event, we have G4 correspondents spread all over the United States with careless abandon.
In New York, representing the East Coast, cheats Kristen Holt.
In Seattle, a.k.a. the place Microsoft pretty much owns,
right.
G4TV.com's Jeff Keighley.
And in Los Angeles, Attack of the Show's pretty boy co-host, Kevin Pereira.
Look, the youngest one is in curls.
Oh, it's so cute. And since he's already on the screen, let's join Kevin in LA.
Now, everybody's here. They want to get their hands on a new console, of course, but if they're thinking about picking up something other than a 360, don't worry. We've got you covered. We've got all the latest in games and gadgets with Filter's Holiday Hit List, hosted by Diane Mazzotta.
With all the great new games and cool new gadgets hitting stores this season, holiday shopping is tougher than ever. Don't hit the mall without Filter's Holiday Hit List. From the hottest next-gen titles to the drool-worthiest tech toys, it's the show that shops so you don't have to. Here's just a taste of Filter's Holiday Hit List.
If a fashion model falls in the forest and nobody's there to see it, should we just check her into rehab? What I'm trying to say is even very stylish people can enjoy the great outdoors. All-terrain survival gear is just so cute. If you've ever wanted to jettison your cell phone in exchange for a smooth river rock, now you can have your cake and eat it too. The T-Mobile Motorola Pebble V6 is another entry in the annals of style and functionality with its appealing rounded exterior and glossy looks. T-Mobile's Motorola Pebble V6 has all the features that you would expect in a cutting-edge phone from Motorola, all packed into the shape of a giant suppository that retails for $350. For those people who absolutely refuse to miss their Sex and the City reruns, we recommend the Arcos AV700. The AV700 will record from your TV and stores up to 400 hours of video. On top of that, it has a 7-inch screen, so when you're out and about, people will be able to clearly see the weird stuff that you watch.
Now, the Filter Holiday Hit List will premiere on Tuesday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with back-to-back episodes on both nights.
Now, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we hear from the fans.
And that band over there. Plus, exclusive cheats for Kameo. No, not the band. The game.
Word up. And later, after the sale of the first Xbox 360, we delve into the launch lineup with our reviews of some of the 360's biggest titles.
Before you buy, you want to see what we have to say. Microsoft's exclusive zero-hour launch event in the Mojave Desert. But as you can see by the little clock in the corner of your screen, we are getting closer and closer to the sale of the first Xbox 360.
And as soon as that little puppy is wrapped in the arms of an adoring fanboy, we'll bring you reviews of some of the biggest titles in the Xbox 360's launch lineup.
Condemned, Madden, Project Gotham Racing 3, and many, many more.
Will one of them be the killer app Microsoft is hoping for? Well, we'll tell you.
But right now, we're going back to the East Coast and cheats Kristen Holt. Take it away, Kristen.
Yes, I'm here, and it's freezing cold, and it's raining, but I don't care, because I'm here for the Xbox 360, and so are all these people behind me. They just got moved to the front of the store, like from around the block to the front of the store, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but any movement is good movement for these people. That's much closer to the Xbox 360. But right now, let's talk about games. I'm talking about Kameo, Elements of Power, and in this game, you gotta fight a lot of bad guys, and I'm gonna show you how to beat one of the big ones.
Kameo was bestowed with a fabled transformation magic. But her sister's jealousy released a dark shadow from our pasts.
Kameo, Elements of Power, presents a new take on sibling rivalry when the title character's sister enslaves Kameo's clan. Damn! I hate it when giant trolls hide behind doors. Talk about knocking the wind out of you. As a result, she loses her ability to transform into the different elemental warriors. For a minute, it seems evil Sis has won the day, but in a stirring display of moxie, Kameo vows to travel to the Shadow Realms to recover her monster mojo. As you guide Kameo through her quest, you'll quickly discover each of her transformations has its own attributes. Matching the warriors to the situation becomes increasingly important as you battle the trolls and other assorted baddies. To max your monster mash, collect these large fruits. Gather enough of these delectable treats, and you'll add a special ability to any one of your elementals. Upgrading your alter egos will be crucial once you start staring down some of the game's heavier hitters. Like, for example, this menacing fellow. And speaking of daunting foes, one of Kameo's colder-hearted enemies is the Ice Monster. He may look big and stupid, but believe me, he'll deep freeze you faster than you can say, "Chill out." Hey, don't say I didn't warn you. As I said before, your various elemental transformations have different effects on your enemies. Finding the right form for the right fight is the best part of the game. For this boss battle, summon Chilla and 40 Below as your allies. Then use Chilla's ice spikes to poke your enemy in the eye. If you draw blood, Mr. Bad Guy will start spewing out tiny green eyeballs. Now, transform into 40 Below and use his spin attack on the little fellows and wish them a happy landing as you tornado them off the cliff. Once you take out the last little one, Ice Boss will show up looking for revenge. Use both Chilla and 40 Below's attacks again, and if you're low on health, make sure you take out the icicles he throws at you for some extra hearts. When his health depletes sufficiently, Ice Monster will start attacking you directly. You can minimize damage by turning into Kameo to avoid his offensive barrage. Once he's winded, aim for his final eye with Chilla's ice spikes and avoid his final attack. Then bounce the big eye off the cliff with 40 Below. And release Uncle Yaros from his icy prison.
And you can catch Christian and Sheet every Tuesday at 9 p.m.
Now, you've learned how to battle your way through Kameo, but will you actually want to buy it? We'll tell you when we unveil our launch title reviews later in the show.
The man Louis XIV is all that noise that's behind me, and it's only going to get louder, because up next we have a preview of the explosive new driving game Full Auto, a look at NBA 2K6, and tips and tricks for AMP3.
Plus, the sale of the very first Xbox 360 and more exclusive trailers when we come back.
Countdown to Xbox 360 is brought to you by Jordan. Be more.
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360, the loudest place on Earth. Louis XIV is playing in the background, and the night is just getting started.
If you're just joining us, I'm X-Play's Adam Sessler. Next to me is the dynamic yet blessedly nerdy Morgan Webb.
Now tonight we're bringing you live coverage of Microsoft's exclusive 0-hour launch event in the Mojave Desert. Plus, we're telling you everything you need to know about the Xbox 360 before it hits store shelves in less than an hour.
We got previews, cheats, exclusive interviews, and never-before-seen world premiere trailers.
And later, once the first Xbox has been sold, we'll be bringing you in-depth reviews of the biggest launch titles.
And while we've seen new editions of existing games made specifically for the 360, we're very happy to report that there are plenty of originals in the 360 launch lineup, too.
Like Full Auto. Now, we first played Sega's combustible racing game at E3, but now we've actually got our hands on it. Here's our explosive preview.
How are tired of changing the camera to shave a half second off your lap time? Wish you had a racing game to let you smash up spoilers instead of buying them? Can you say car porn? This is full auto for the Xbox 360. Where else can you lay this many patches? Like Burnout before it, full auto generally encourages crashing instead of asking you to avoid it. But you still have to finish first, so the game provides a unique twist that even Cher would be proud of. The ability to turn back time. Didn't hit that ramp just right? Find yourself careening into the side of a building? Just rewind and make it right. You can't rewind constantly, though. To build your rewind meter, you must cause destruction. And even though it's still in development, no other racing game lets you do that like full auto. Starting to understand the car porn tag? There are 3 different car classes, plus a boss class for a total of around 20 rides. Each is rated in durability, handling, and speed, and can be mounted with both front and rear weapons. All the weapons can be upgraded for more powerful attacks. And each has unlimited ammo with a cooldown period. But we're partial to the rockets. You get all the usual race types, including point-to-point, lap knockout, and circuit run. But no matter what type of race you're in, full auto is just flat-out fun. 4 different views provide plenty of speed thrills. And like any good porn, it lets you burn plenty of rubber. The boost meter is governed by how many slides, jumps, and stunts you pull off. The 15 different tracks leave you free to take more shortcuts than a Louisiana levee contractor. And the one-touch replay mode allows you to relive your best moments on the fly. Full auto will ship for the Xbox 360 in the coming months. And just in case you still don't know what we mean by car porn, here's some more vehicular intercourse. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. I'm so lonely.
Wow, you sounded like the creepiest Herbal Essence commercial of all time.
Come on, I've been watching Incredible Express a lot lately.
Okay, well, don't let this guy creep you out. When we come back, we have something for the sports fans as we preview NBA 2K6, plus cheats for a next-gen snowboarding game.
And in a few minutes, Zero Hour takes off with the sale of the first Xbox 360.
Well, little Stacy Q, when she doesn't have a thing to do, she comes to my house, so let's keep that between me and you. 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360.
We are mere minutes away from the arrival of the first Xbox 360, which, if we know Microsoft, it'll be big, dynamic, and probably cost them a whole lot of money.
Yeah, but right now we've got a little something for the sports fans.
Yes, while everyone's excited for Madden, we'll be reviewing it later tonight. It's not the only sports game turning heads. The 360's pretty new graphics engine.
Now the basketball fans have something to get excited about too. Realism. Here's our preview of NBA 2K6. NBA 2K6 is coming to your shiny new Xbox 360. And yes, it does look that good.
To the rim!
Now, the obvious upgrade on the 360 is a graphical one. We can't overstate how crisp this game looks. From the realistic cloth movement on the players' jerseys, to the fully rendered crowd, to the sweat glistening on Shaq's enormous head. No detail is too small for this game.
hammered in by Shan.
For example, this basketball is made up of 3 trillion polygons. Okay, not really, but it does look very nice. If there's one downside to the improved graphics, it's that we can see announcer Craig Sager's terrible wardrobe even more clearly. Ugh, it looks like he's been dressed by Louis Braille. For the fellas, the added detail lets you admire cheerleaders in all their high-resolution glory. But there's some other stuff we could live without seeing. Is that butt sweat? Too much realism, guys. Also, not all of the players look better on the 360. Chris Kamen, for instance, looks like a monster.
Ah, Kamen smash!
The presentation also receives a boost on the 360. Each game is framed with pitch-perfect production value.
And without further ado, it looks like we're setting up for the tip-off.
This title is so much fun to watch, you might forget there's a game you have to play. The color commentary during the matchups is also spot on.
They're hoping to set the tone with that first basket.
Much like real-life sports, the game is bloated with product placement.
Let's take a look at the first half with our Power Bar Triple Threat Halftime Report.
With that in mind, it's time for Unfortunate Moments in Sponsored Basketball Video Game History.
The Double Dribble Halftime Report, sponsored by New Coke. NBA Jam, brought to you by Crystal Pepsi. And from the makers of Space Jam, Space Jam.
So many regrets. In addition to the core game, the funky Road to the EBC mode is back. You can practice free throws, manage your career, and play street hoops against other ballers.
Time to see what you made, a baller.
The street settings definitely have a less than authentic feel to them. For example, check out Albuquerque's court. It's like Deadwood meets the Basketball Diaries. But you've got to admire a game that finds a way to incorporate rapper/reality TV star Flava Flav.
Flava Flav. Oh, he was on the 3rd floor for that one.
Love the helmet. Character customization makes a full court press in NBA 2K6. You can choose your own headband, elbow pads, and of course, awful haircuts. You can even create your own Adam Sessler clone. Of course, there are some differences. Video game Adam loves attention. Real life Adam has an attention deficit disorder. Video game Adam comes dressed to impress. Real life Adam wears dresses. Video game Adam has sweet moves.
Oh, look out!
Real life Adam, well, you get the idea. We've got our Reebok pumps fully inflated in anticipation of NBA 2K6.
Oh my, that was incredible!
Find out if it's worth the excitement when the Xbox 360 launches.
They're playing with confidence and their offense is just flowing.
Now at times, the on-court gameplay actually looks real, though I could do without the lovingly rendered sweat.
NBA 2K6 is probably the most realistic sports title we've seen so far on the 360, with Madden's super shiny helmets running a semi-close second.
However, we look forward to the first next-gen hockey game.
That way we can see photorealistic fistfights, photorealistic Canadians, and photorealistic viewer apathy.
And if you are becoming apathetic, the lovely Kristen Holtberg's gonna snap you out of it. Kristen?
Thank you guys so much. We're still outside the Best Buy in Midtown. And let me tell you what, it is already winter here in New York City. And I gotta give you a little fashion tip that I've learned since I've been here. Cheating is in this season, and you're definitely gonna need these cheat codes to get down the mountain in AMP 3.
What sport allows you to freeze and bust your ass at the same time? Snowboarding, of course. And since not everyone has mountain adjacency, this winter, we're boarding Xbox 360 style. In AMP 3, there's a lot more to snowboarding than just zooming down a mountain. That's still a major part of the fun, but there are alternatives. One new feature is sledding. I know, for many of you, this conjures up images of being mummified in winter coats and careening into a tree. But in this game, the sleds are a bit different. For one thing, there are 17 to choose from, and for another, they range from the ever-stable rocket dish to the nut-cracking rocking horse. Take a ride and watch the ragdoll physics fly. Another way to get from the top to the bottom of the mountain is the hang glider. This is a great way to travel. Plus, all you guys can scope out all the snow bunnies.
Here I go, yeah.
So, how do you get these fresh rides? Well, you could earn them like a normal person, or you could cheat. If you don't want to cheat, go ahead and change the channel now. Everyone still here? I thought so. Okay, here are the keys to the car. First, from the main menu, select Options, then Cheat Codes. Enter right trigger, X, left trigger, down, right, left bumper, left trigger, right trigger, Y, and X. Now hit A to activate it, and it's, gentlemen, start your engines.
But first we gotta kill it at the competition. I'm gonna blow up like nuclear fission.
Right now, we get a look at some of those titles with Attack of the Show's internet poster boy, Kevin Pereira.
This is what it's all about, folks. The Xbox 360. Anybody want this one by any chance? No? High definition graphics, full surround sound, all the bells and whistles. But what good is all that if you don't have any games? Well, that's the question we're going to answer in the final chapter of our Xbox 360 special. We're going to take a look at the launch lineup of titles. And of course, we'll see what's cooking with the new Xbox Live service.
Microsoft knows that having a solid launch lineup can play a big role in the success of the Xbox 360. And that's why it's pulling out the big guns.
The world's best game creators are building experiences on our console that satisfy gamers and actually reflect the change that our industry and that the consumers are facing right now.
There's no super stinkers out there. You've got 4 games from Activision, all pretty hefty games. They're all franchise games except for Gun. You've got a bunch of EA games, all franchise games. Madden, Tiger Woods, FIFA, all that. They really show off the Xbox 360's power.
Well, I think the key is going to be the games. And when we look at what we have on slate for the launch window, finally, Rare in the UK will come to bear on this platform. Perfect Dark Zero will be in the launch window. The GoldenEye team have been working on Perfect Dark Zero now for close to 3 years.
The other thing about the launch is that Microsoft's 3 games, Kameo, Elements of Power, Perfect Dark Zero, and Project Gotham Racing 3, are all some of the best games on the system in terms of both playability and graphics.
Gamers get a glimpse of the new system and its games at E3 and X05.
At E3, we showed some games. They were okay, but it was early development, early hardware. X05 was really our coming out party. We wanted to show people what great games we're going to have on the platform at launch.
When we came to X05, we were relieved, happy, satisfied that these games actually were going to come through. This was going to be a good launch after all.
Turning on the Xbox 360 reveals plenty of new features, including a major upgrade to Xbox Live.
So, to start off the experience, we've got this new great button. It's the Xbox Guide button. It not only helps you get through your overall experience on the gaming system, but it also allows you to turn on the system. There are 4 blades. There's a Live blade, Games, Media, and System. If you're hooked up to Live, the blade that'll default is the Live blade, and it gives you all the access to your message center, to your friends, and also to Marketplace. And Marketplace is a place where you'll be able to download new gamer pictures, new tracks, different themes that go with your faceplates, or just themes in general. On the Games blade, you have the ability to look at your achievements, how many games you've played. The Media blade gives you access to all of your digital entertainment. You have access to music. So you can hook in an iRiver. Also, you can plug in a camera, set up a slideshow, play music over it.
In Xbox Live now, we've created what we call gamer zones. And gamer zones, you can kind of place yourself where you want to be on the spectrum of gamers. So if you're just kind of a recreational gamer, we have a gamer zone called Recreation. But if you're a really hardcore gamer and you really like to play hard and you want to win that world championship, we have Pro.
When the Xbox 360 launches on November 22nd, 2005, Microsoft tries a new approach to pricing.
So there are 2 versions of the Xbox 360 product. The first version is the Xbox 360 Core system, which is a low-cost value system that allows people to get into the product, plays every game, loses no long-term features. You can upgrade the core system to the full 360 system at any time through aftermarket accessories. The Xbox 360 system, on the other hand, was optimized to have everything you need out of the box for a great gaming experience. It's optimized for high definition, for the hard drive, for Xbox Live, with all the cables and connections you need, wireless connectivity with wireless gamepads. So that's the system where the highest value is packed into that system for the gamer that wants the ultimate next-generation experience.
For the first time ever, a console will ship in all 3 major markets of the world in the same holiday. So you will see North America, quickly followed by Europe, and then followed by Japan.
As the Xbox 360 takes its first steps into the world, Microsoft is already preparing for the future.
The 360's primary upgrade path is the software architecture that we've designed is designed to be scalable and upgradable. On the hardware space, because we designed a console that had a flexible architecture, for example, the PCI Express bus exists on the motherboard. So doing a derivative motherboard and a derivative product where we wanted to add features would be very easy for us to do.
That's the interesting thing about this business is the finish line is the beginning. In many, many ways. Once it gets out there, people are going to take control of it, and the community will start driving it, and they'll grow it and build it, and it'll turn into something that none of us expected.
Yeah, we're going after people. People on Earth is our market. Our strategy is to provide a great platform for game creators to do their best work. It's that simple.
Obviously, they want to do well with the system. They want to hammer Sony in all of its sell points. They want to kick their ass in online. They want to kick their ass in interface. They want to have a bunch of great games. They want to get out there a year ahead of them and really, really take it to Sony. They want to be first. They want to be the #1 console maker in the market.
I'm really excited about seeing the launch. It's been over 3 years focusing on this product, and to look back at early slide decks, PowerPoint vision of what the product could be 3 years ago to what we actually are delivering now, we got to 99% of that original vision, which is amazing to me.
Well, you don't have to wait any longer for the launch of the 360 because it's coming up after the break. Yay! Whew.
Countdown to Xbox 360 is brought to you by Burger King, who remind you to have it your way.
This event is jaw-droppingly large and jaw-droppingly loud, but it means nothing unless you have something compelling to play on your brand new Xbox 360.
Well, right now we have another exclusive world premiere trailer of one of those games. Here's everyone's first look at Prey.
Naked humanoids running down hallways. Never gets old.
It sure doesn't.
Well, the moment you've been waiting for is after the break.
That's right. Up next, the Xbox 360 makes a grand entrance.
It's a grand entrance, right?
Lord Vader, rise.
Star Wars is reborn at BK in the form of 6 collectible hologram watches. Only $1.99 each when you buy any value meal. Star Wars Episode 3. Own it on DVD now.
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360.
Any moment now, the caravan carrying a load of brand spanking new Xbox 360s will be making its way into this massive airplane hangar.
It seems strange that there's going to actually be a caravan of trucks that are going to make their way into the airplane hangar.
I mean, it's a pretty crowded place.
Yes, and everybody has their little marshmallow
pod.
Yes, everybody was passed a little marshmallow beanbag pod, so you could sit around this big airplane hangar. You see everybody with them. And everyone's planted them down, and they're waiting in this massive line.
They're lined up all the way around. It's just, and there's a sense of exhaustion yet anticipation, I think we can say.
Because this is what everybody's been actually waiting for, and they know that they can actually get an Xbox 360 here, as opposed to a lot of the locations people are waiting at.
And they may actually end up disappointed out there.
And
hopefully there'll be no nerd riots for our good friends out in Seattle and in New York to contend with.
I'm glad I'm here in the Xbox land of plenty then.
Yes, this is the land of plenty, the land of milk, honey, and Xbox 360s. I think the other fun thing are these bean bags.
Yes.
People have been sitting on them, take from place to place to play the video games, and it's been this hysterical sight where they're dragging behind them, and it looks part hobo and part 2-year-old with a security blanket. It's childish and endearing, and you can just see people even walking around right now with them. Oh, someone's saying the trucks are coming in. Yep, there they are. Look at that. It's a truck and an airplane hangar. Who would have ever thunk it?
Now everybody needs to keep an eye out because somebody's going to get squished as they rush the truck in anticipation of the gigantic semi, which is coming into the airplane hangar right now.
Now, the way you can see is that a lot of kids here have been waiting 36 to 48 hours for this moment. I was almost on my word that they'll probably be so tired when they finally get home with this 360 they'll just take a nap and wait till the next day to play them.
It is getting a little bit chaotic. Everybody's in line, everyone's trying to hold their place in line, but everyone's also running to try and get to the trucks.
Well, Elise, no one's throwing themselves in front of the truck. That would just add tragedy to what's really not been a very tragic 48 hours.
And they wouldn't get the first Xbox anyway, would they?
Oh, but people are getting up. Suddenly now you're finally seeing this activity that's been lacking in this hangar for a while. All right, well, I think I'm going to head on down there, and I'll be reporting from the first person to get Xbox 360. I'm out of here.
All right. Well, Adam heads down among the masses to get a closer look. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stupid commercials! But don't worry, when we come back, the Xbox 360 is finally here, and we've got reviews of the biggest launch titles. Countdown to Xbox 360. It is midnight Eastern time. Do you know where your Xbox 360 is? Well, it's actually probably right over there. Yes, the moment we've been waiting for is here. Adam is down at Best Buy in the Mojave Desert to witness the sale of the first Xbox 360. Adam?
All right, well, the excitement level just kicked up a couple of notches. We're right here in an impromptu Best Buy shop, and all of the new Xbox 360s are being unloaded. It's actually quite a rather dramatic sight. And I believe we're about to see the person who's going to buy the first Xbox 360 here in the U.S. and obviously here in the world. It's amazing as all the people just are grabbing these big white boxes out of these trucks right here. They're rolling them down this conveyor belt, and all right, this is the man who bought the first Xbox 360. Was this a transcendent moment for you?
Oh, yes.
Now you guys actually have a pretty good story to tell, because you traveled almost the longest distance to get here. Where did you come from?
Senatobia, Mississippi.
So you came all the way from Mississippi, and was it by car, by plane, by bike, by tricycle?
By car.
By car. How long did it take you to do it?
About 36 hours straight.
Oh, well, how very appropriate. Now, when did you decide, okay, we're going to do it, we're going to pile ourselves into a car, we're going to go all the way down to Lancaster, California?
He got the email, and he called me, and it was just on from there.
Now, did you think, all right, we got a pretty good story to tell, because have you guys even left Mississippi before?
Well, yes, once or twice. But
okay, how far did you go when you left Mississippi?
No further than a few hundred miles.
So you've never made it out here to California, to the coast, see the Pacific Ocean?
It's the first time for both of us, I believe.
See, this has romance written all over it. They get to see the ocean, they get to have new technology that renders oceans beautifully. That works out really well. So, I mean, did you think you were going to be the guys to get the first Xboxes?
No, we thought we were going to be the guys that got late and had to sleep through it because we drove for 35 hours.
Well, I'm glad that you guys have been pleasantly surprised by that. So now that you have it, what do you have to do next?
Play it a lot.
Now, don't you have to get back home first?
No, we got a screen in the car. We'll play on the way.
You got a screen in the car? Well, that's awesome. All right, well, that's the story down here. Morgan, back up to you in the tower.
first Xbox 360 has been sold, and that means it's time for us to get critical. We kick things off with our verdict on one of the most violent games we've seen on the 360 so far. Here's our review of Condemned Criminal Origins. Do slasher flicks give you the creeps? The dark basements send chills down your spine? Are bums with blunt objects your worst nightmare? Then, child, stay far, far away from Condemned Criminal Origins. A lot of games try to be scary. Most fail miserably. But Condemned heaps on the atmosphere with some seriously slick and sick production. You play as top FBI forensics grunt Ethan Thomas. The city's natives are getting restless. And when Ethan is called in to investigate the latest in a string of bizarre slayings, he brushes shoulders with the killer.
He's right above us.
Bullets from Ethan's gun have killed 2 fellow agents. To clear his name, he must kill the bums. And really, that's all you need to know. Kill the bums and junkies. Kill them with a clothes rack. Kill them with a fire axe. Bonk them with a pipe. Blast them with a gun. Beat them about the shoulders and head with a mannequin arm. Bludgeon them with a sledgehammer. Go WWE on their asses with a locker door. Or flog them with a shovel. Just about everything's a weapon in this game, and with no ammo for the guns, you must choose wisely. Nice choice. Stun a bum, and you can pull off finishing moves. Snap, crackle, damn! And if all else fails, you can play a little game called Shock the Destitute. As a forensics expert, you have tools. And these tools are used to detect fingerprints, take photos, track deplorable substances, and give the game some cleverness to balance the ass-kicking that Ethan's handing out. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Oh, that's what you're gonna do. Damn, someone has a future on Crackhead Jeopardy. There is no doubt, this is one of the grittiest, most nerve-wracking, immersive games to ever be released. If it weren't for the janky blocking system and the fact that you could finish it in a day or two, we'd be staring at one of the best of the year. But few games will suck you into their world the way Condemned does.
Perhaps it would be better if you lost a finger.
And even fewer will leave you on the edge of your seat until the end. We give Condemned a 4 out of 5. Hazing bums and severed fingers. Did we mention this game was violent? Now, speaking of violence, we might as well give the sports fans the moment they've been waiting for. Will Madden NFL 06 score a touchdown or get sacked? Find out in our review.
Once again, 2 mighty forces enter the playing field. Will their dreams be crushed under the harsh realities of the sport, or will they persevere? Bound together by chance and slick marketing, Xbox 360 and Madden will reach for the dream of releasing a good launch title. Reality can be painful. The first thing you might notice about Madden 06 for the Xbox 360 is the lack of John Madden. Instead, each game's announcer is a local personality.
And we're live from Jacksonville, Florida, just about ready for the kickoff.
We called Coach Madden to find out why this change was made.
Hello?
Mr. Madden, this is Adam
I
Sessler.
don't give a who you are. I asked you EA to have $200,000 laid out in my...
I'm not from EA.
Shut the up! I also asked for 3 Asian cheerleaders, and I only count 2. Someone rub money on Daddy's booyah!
The results of the phone call were inconclusive. Now, don't get me wrong, this truly is a next-gen game. The beauty can be matched by no other football title to date, and the orange on the Browns' helmets has never been, well, so orange. Despite the visual quality, it should be noted that Madden still falls short on the target renders. Another nice aspect is the flow of the gameplay. It's true Madden. Although at first, I thought the game might have some glitches. The receivers just kept missing my passes. But then I realized I was playing with the Cleveland Browns. When you're playing with a talented team, you'll see your quarterback actually shouting out plays from the line of scrimmage, and the new kicking style is far superior to the old golf swing mechanic. While the visual quality is beyond anything we've ever seen in a Madden game, there still are some glaring problems. The game offers only the most basic features, head-to-head and franchise mode. Sadly, there is no superstar mode, which also means there's no training mode. This makes for a slightly annoying transition to the new 360 control setup because you can't use any of the training camp drills to master your moves. Also, 150 players had their faces scanned for the game, but they really don't look like the players. I mean, I guess this looks like Eli Manning. Are these quarterbacks scanning the defense, or do they all just have lazy eyes? Along with these lacking features, there are several other annoyances. The game does not allow you to challenge calls. Occasionally, precision passing will be anything but, and animations repeat themselves often. I'm sorry, I just think you could have done more.
More? Do you know anything about the purity of football? Look at the sheer beauty of one man dragging another man to the ground. The tranquil elegance of the long pass. The ballet of the kick return.
I'll admit it sure does look good, but I still have to give it a 3 out of 5.
That's fine. I'm gonna go cover myself in Vaseline and roll around in $100 bills and Super Bowl rings.
Goodbye, Mr. Madden. I hope you find peace in the purity of whatever it is you do with all that money.
Ooh, yeah!
Sure, he's rolling around in money, but so far Madden is the biggest disappointment on the 360. I guess when you're the only company with the NFL license, you just don't have to work that hard. All right, that was the bad news, people. The good news, one of the best World War II games ever made is coming up next.
Countdown to Xbox 360 is brought to you by the Acura TSX with MP3 player connectivity. Your life, your car, connected.
You know the heroes, you know the villains, but did you know thousands are playing the revolutionary Star Wars Galaxies online game? Now you can join the action. Create your own character from one of 10 species. Choose a profession, take challenging missions, and even advance to the level of Jedi. Join thousands online 24/7 in the exciting, easy-to-play Star Wars experience that changes based on the way you play. Where the movies left off, your journey begins. Star Wars Galaxies Starter Kit, rated T.
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360, and guess what? The countdown's over.
Yay, the box is on the store shelves. And now we've moved on to the reviews of the major launch titles.
Now, so far we've passed our critical eye over Condemned and Criminal Origins.
Pretty violent, pretty damn good.
And Madden.
Pretty disappointing.
Yeah, but now we get our first World War II shooter, because really every console has to have a World War II shooter. It's mandatory.
Now, will Call of Duty 2 disappoint?
Oh, hell no.
Hell no. Here's our review.
You are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you.
If you consider the original Medal of Honor to be the beginning of the game industry's obsession with World War II, gamers have been playing recreations of WWII for longer than the war actually lasted. Do we really want to storm Omaha Beach one more time? In the case of Call of Duty 2, yeah, damn right we do. As in the first game, Call of Duty 2 casts you in the roles of various infantrymen in 3 different nations' military forces. You'll start out as a Russian soldier defending Stalingrad from the onslaught of the German Wehrmacht.
For the Soviet Union and for your glorious motherland!
Pretty inspiring for a godless commie heathen. Then you move on to the British campaign against Rommel in the deserts of Africa. And finally do the D-Day thing with the U.S. Army Rangers. We've done a lot of this before in other games, but the difference in Call of Duty 2 is that it's never been done this well. The levels are more open, the action has far fewer scripted events, and your enemies are a lot smarter. These guys don't just sit there and wait for you to shoot them. Get complacent, and they'll advance on you. overrun positions and take you out using any means necessary. And by any means necessary, I mean lots of grenades. The AI is so reactive that missions don't play the same way twice. Sure, your objectives are the same, be they clearing houses of enemy soldiers or searching the area for valuable intel on enemy positions. But it's fighting your way to those objectives and outsmarting a competent enemy force that makes Call of Duty 2 an intense, almost draining experience. While playing this with the surround sound cranked, I need a nap between levels. Your comrades constantly chatter during battle, but for once, it's not just filler. All the characters react to changes on the battlefield. If your buddy calls out about enemy activity, he's actually providing useful information. This changes the dynamic of the game, so you feel more like you're fighting as a group. Just don't get too attached to anyone. We weren't actually expecting to ever be impressed by anything involving an M1 Garand rifle again. But Call of Duty 2 is packed with set-piece battles that are bigger than just about any other war game. Control is exceptionally smooth and intuitive for a console FPS, to the point that you almost don't notice you're not using a mouse to pick off Jerry Scum through the scope of your telescopic death delivery device. Add in an extensive online multiplayer element, and you have yourself a World War II game that, for the first time in a long time, is an absolute must-play. A 5 out of 5.
Well, there's no question Call of Duty 2 is one of the biggest standout games of this launch or almost any other launch.
Yeah, it is. It's really beautiful, too. Everyone's very excited about it. It's what most people have been excited about when we were talking to people who were coming up for autographs.
Yes, exactly.
Like
Speaking of excitement, I believe Kristen Holt has experienced quite a bit of it out in New York City.
Yes.
Hey, guys, I'm here with Peter, who's one of the first people to leave the Best Buy store in Midtown. You're freezing, huh?
Very freezing. I'm shivering.
How long did you wait in line?
I waited about 29 hours.
29 hours?
Yes.
Are you crazy out here in the cold and rain? Yes, you are. You're crazy.
A little bit crazy.
And I love it. Let me see what you got. Let's show them the goods. They have to believe me that you actually got an Xbox 360. Even the box is beautiful. It's beautiful. So are you keeping this for yourself or are you giving it to someone for Christmas?
This is mine. No one else's.
So he's greedy. Peter's greedy. I love it. Can I come over and play?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, nice. That's where we're going, so I got to get out of here. Thank you, guys. What's going on at the 0 Hour event?
Thanks, Kristen.
All right, well, she might be considered a killer app, and I think, speaking of killer apps, the 360 is hoping this next game by a cult designer will do the trick. Cinematech presents 99 Nights. Nights comes to us from cult game designer Tetsuya Mitsuguchi, and it looks like it'll make the Dynasty Warriors fans so happy.
And speaking of happy, stick around. We have reviews of Kameo and Project Gotham Racing 3 coming up next.
Welcome back to Countdown to Xbox 360. Well, the console is out, and we are now knee-deep in reviews of the launch titles.
Now, so far we have not been completely blown away by the polygons the 360 is pushing.
Though they are quite impressive, but that can all change when we get behind the wheel of a series already known for its staggering realism and find out what it looks like with the 360's graphics engine under its hood.
Here's our review of Project Gotham Racing 3. There may be several racers competing for your Xbox 360 launch day dollar, but only Project Gotham Racing 3 contains that special mix of hyper-realistic cities and style-based street driving. Most racing games just want you to win the race. Project Gotham wants you to win the race with style. Pulling off drifts, passing opponents, and other such fancy tricks will earn you kudos points. Lots of kudos points will unlock special cars and make you better than other people. A lengthy solo career takes you through every route and race type imaginable as you trounce opponents and build up cash to fill your garages with automotive beauty. The old race styles are back with street races against a full grid of competitors, as well as timed runs and cone challenges. The yellow cones can be kind of hard to see on some tracks, but if at first you don't succeed, try again. Yay! Oh! Some new race modes have shown up, such as the very cool time versus kudos. You start with a tiny amount of time to complete the course, but the clock stops while you're earning kudos. Online, you can choose even more race types and use Gotham TV to watch other Xbox Live players race. Even when you're done with the offline stuff, the online mode takes on a life of its own thanks to the emphasis on the player community. As you've probably noticed, PGR3 is one of the most visually stunning games ever. If you've been to any of the cities in the game, you'll fully appreciate how detailed the recreations of the various metropoli are. Just about everything's in place and has its real name, which is especially impressive in Vegas. Here's New York, New York, the Monte Carlo, the dancing fountains outside the Bellagio. Hey, what's wrong, Steve Wynn? You too good for Project Gotham? Look at this. Was ever a skyline in such detail rendered? Was ever skyline in such detail raced? This is not to imply there is no winter of our discontent regarding PGR3. Part of the appeal of the other Project Gothams was taking cars you see and drive every day and racing them on real city streets. But instead of Minis or Beetles, PGR3's lowest performing car is the Ferrari Testarossa. Yes, PGR3 is a supercars only club, which is disappointing. Also omitted are the radio stations. The soundtrack is provided via playlist only. The radio stations added personality to the cities, and they are sorely missed. It just doesn't feel like Project Gotham without Diet Tango ads. Okay, so it's not quite a full winter of our discontent, more like 3 Septembers and a January. Project Gotham Racing 3 is unquestionably a great racing game that offers amazing visuals and a nice balance between arcade and sim gameplay. Anyone from Sunday drivers to Autobahn veterans will find something to love. A 4 out of 5. So far, with the exception of Madden, the 360 seems to have a pretty strong launch lineup.
But now we move on to Kameo.
And no, it has nothing to do with hit singles, Word Up, and the questionably titled Attack Me With Your Love.
Please don't.
Okay, won't. Yes, we've been hearing about Kameo for years, initially as a GameCube title back in 2001.
And while a leap spanning not only a console maker, but also an entire console cycle, normally doesn't bode too well for the quality of the end product. But we do have high hopes for this one.
Here's our review of Kameo for the Xbox 360.
You're a parent. You're buying an Xbox 360 for your kids. They don't like sports or racing games. You're thinking, what the hell am I gonna buy for this rugrat? It's not like it's easy to find a launch game for the Munchkins. Let's see, there's Call of Duty 2. Nope, that's not gonna work. How about Condemned? Don't think so.
And then you feast your eyes on Kameo Elements of Power. Surely this sugar-coated, pastel-tinged adventure is just what Captain Kangaroo ordered. Not so fast. Yeah, the story is saccharine enough. Kameo is an elf with the ability to transform into 10 different creatures. But like many families, Sister's just a little jealous. Determined to swing this way, Sis kidnaps Kameo's family. Kameo sets off for a little payback. But when the King Troll is awakened and goes Ike Turner on her ass, she has to start from square one. And there, it seems, you have the setup for another bedtime story. But this is a game with an identity crisis. After being developed for the GameCube, Xbox, and now the Xbox 360, it's not hard to understand why. 1 minute, your glucose levels are going into the red, and the next... Stripped of all her elemental warriors, Kameo's on the hunt for shadow trolls that have trapped the critters inside their transparent carcasses. Stomp a shadow troll, and you can map one of the monsters to a button for one-press access. Each of the inventive elemental warriors has its own attacks and abilities. And the levels are set up to take advantage of every last one. You can upgrade the varmints with new abilities, and if you dole out enough blam, you'll enter Kameo's version of Bullet Time. We love some of the warriors, like Samus. Major Ruin. Another favorite is Pummelweed, because, well, he's a plant with boxing gloves. Others don't fare as well because they lack versatility or are only used in specific situations. In one rare case, the controls are so busted, you wonder why the beast is even in the game. While the gameplay can be versatile, it's still kind of light when compared to many of Rare's previous adventure ROMs. And eventually, you come to the realization that this is a beat-em-up in a pink nightgown. Albeit a see-through nightgown with furry tufts covering the naughty bits and a blood stain on the front. We can't figure out who this game is for. But we know just about everyone will enjoy it for the dozen or so hours it lasts. We give it a 4 out of 5. Now, it's worth noting that people who think this is a platformer like Rare has done in the past, it is not. It is an entirely different type of game.
Right.
There's no jumping.
There's no jumping. It's more adventurous.
It is. But there also is some decent online co-op play on Xbox Live that could give Kameo a little bit of the added replay value.
Yes, and now to wrap the evening up, Cinematech presents our last world premiere game trailer. Here's your exclusive look at the outfit. As we wind down our 360 launch coverage, let's take a moment to thank all of our G4 correspondents.
In New York, Cheats, Kristen Holt.
In Los Angeles, Attack of the Shows, Kevin Pereira.
And in Seattle, G4TV.com's Jeff Keighley.
Thanks, guys.
And thank you for joining us for the countdown to Xbox 360.
And you can find all the shows you've seen tonight at G4TV.com.
The next generation of gaming is here, and you can always see all the next-gen games and Sony's and Nintendo's contribution to the next-gen cycle year-round right here on G4.
Thank you so much for watching. Everyone's getting their Xboxes and they're streaming out of here. You'll get your Xbox, don't you worry.
All right. Good night, everybody. Look at them streaming away.